10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers right now.
We need you to think that you're going to be better against. So they want.
I'm a little bit worried. I saw a stat on online.
Sergio
You cannot play up and down. That is the second. We only have two men now to
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Productions.
Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are doing good. I know I'm late, I'm 13 minutes late, and for that I do apologize, but had to do some backstage addressing to a couple of things behind the screens, behind the scenes. So for that, I apologize for keeping you guys waiting. I hope you guys are having a good evening, a good Sunday evening. Today, we have a Q&A episode for you guys. It's going to be a different Q&A episode to the ones we normally have. And I'll explain to you in a minute how we're going to do this. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try to make it more interactive. So let me just acknowledge the people in the chat and on the panel, and then I will go ahead and tell you what we're doing. Firstly, big up to Abdul B. Thank you for being here early, and I apologize again for being late. Ilyas Ibrahim, always a pleasure to have you on, my man. Jay or Ja Smirk. Okay, first time I've seen you here. Big up to you. Welcome to the Blue Lounge. I hope we'll get some questions from you this evening. John Arnold, big up to you. What's the intro? It's just an intro. Us talking, a bit of background music, a little bit of graphical work. I hope you enjoyed it. It's different to the outro. Outro is different, I know. I know you like the outro. I've seen that. I've seen you commenting on the outro, so big up to you. Big up to everyone. Let me say hello to my panelists. MCIG just came in. MCIG, big up to you. I'm out on the road. I cannot type. Big up all. MCIG, commitment, mate. Commitment from you. Big up to you. I hope you have a safe journey. And once you get home, jump on, man. Get some questions from you. Get some feedback from you. So big up to you, MCIG. All right. Welcome to the stream, lads. Boogie, Bobby, Nick. I hope you guys are all having a good evening. How you all doing this evening? Good?
I'm good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Bobby, how are you? Bobby is on mute. Bobby, hello. All right, Bobby, we're having audio problems on your end. We can't hear you. Nick, Boogeyman, how you guys doing? You guys are good? Everything good?
Everything good. You know, as you know, we all got very bad news today. What's happened? I feel very bad for that girl. I have daughters and granddaughters, and I know what it's like. It's very bad what he's done. I don't know if you want to talk about this today, but I'm just saying,
I mean, I'm gonna say one thing about it, and then we're gonna close the book on it, because it's not really a topic that we want to be addressing here. There's a lot of legal implications in respect to it. That being said, it's horrific, it's disgusting, it's painful to see a human being treated that way. what the girl had to go through, what the girl had to endure, is torture, is punishment, and no human being should be going through that. So I hope the authorities can deal with this in the right manner, both the legal authorities and also the football authorities, because we're seeing this happen too often. The victim needs to be supported. The perpetrator needs to be punished, and we'll just leave it at that. I want to say this to the people in the chat. Today, we will not be picking questions the way we normally do. Today, we will be answering questions on the fly. So put your questions in the chat, put your comments in the chat, and we will be addressing them directly. So if we miss your question while we're addressing a different question, sit tight, type it again, post it again, and we'll be more than happy to address it. Nick Blue, make sure your mic is on mute if you're not talking, because I'm getting some feedback. PJ, big up to you. Just seeing you in the chat. I hope you're doing well, my man. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so in the chat, let me hear your questions. Hey, Qasim, big up to you. 2-1. I saw that. To be honest, I'm chuffed. I mean, I've got Egyptian family. You've got Egyptian family. So big up to Egypt for beating Morocco. Mohamed Salah, great goal and a great assist. So big up to Mo, and hopefully we'll see him in the blue of Chelsea in the near future. I don't know, it's just a thought. But big up to Qasim. And guys, if you're not familiar with QN TV, you need to go check it out. Regular streams, regular videos. Qasim is also the father of a young footballer in the Hull Academy. Hopefully, will break through into professional football in the near future. Chris, big up to you. I hope you're doing well. Guys, put your questions in the chat. What's happening, lads? Okay, so put your questions in the chat. Get $2,000 back of what? Big up more. Big up more. Big up John. Big up everyone. Big up everyone. So guys, if we don't get any questions in the chat, then we're going to be talking about the latest news and developments. Put your questions in the chat. We'll address them. Let me see if Bobby's mic is working. Bobby, can you hear us? Bobby. Yeah, Bobby, you're on mute. If you're talking, we can't hear you. Bobby, can you hear us? Yeah, Bobby, you might need to bounce out and bounce back in again because we can't hear you. There might be an issue either with your mic, with your device, or with your connection. So just bounce out and come back in because we can't hear you at all. All right, guys. We addressed the Dembele story yesterday, but apparently there is more to it. A lot of reporters are suggesting that Dembele will be out in the next 48 hours. He will be leaving Barcelona. However, it's not looking likely that he'll be coming to Chelsea. It looks like Chelsea will not sign anyone in this window. What is your take on this? I mean, should Chelsea attempt to sign him? Should Chelsea pay, 20, 30 million pounds, whatever it's gonna to get him, and pay a potentially 200 plus grand a week salary for Dembele? Where do you guys stand on this situation?
I think I will always see this from Chelsea FC standpoint. Do we really need Dembele? We have 5 wingers. They were not off our academy. We bought them because of their talent, and they have different profile. And for some reason, none of them seem this season to score goals under, let's just say, under Tuchel. I just think we should let Tuchel figure this out. We should let Tuchel figure this out instead of bringing a new unknown. Of course, if I call Dembele unknown, someone will tell me, no, Tuchel known Dembele from Dortmund. But still, whatever happened in those 6 years where Dembele was not playing for Tuchel, no one knows it. And I just don't think it's the time to bring Dembele to complicate the Tuchel life, because I think he has to figure out which one of our 5 or 6 winger, or which one or which 3 or 4 of them have some sort of future at Chelsea first, and we let the other go before we bring anyone else. And I just think Dembele, I just don't feel it. And from that's Chelsea's standpoint. But now, if we talk like, if I was Dembele is free agent and he come free. But still, are we going to be able to pay Dembele 200,000 a week and keep all the other
Boogie.
wing? It's too much. Yeah.
Boogie, this comment here from Fernando Ruiz. He's saying bring Dembele in, or bringing Dembele in will push those underperforming attackers to do better. I would add to that also, it would push the underperforming attackers out of the club if Dembele comes in and starts to perform. So do you think them? I mean, I know you're leaning towards the no side of this argument, but do you think this is a valid comment? Because having someone fresh, someone new, could have that impact, right?
I think like if there's some complacency between our wingers and they know each other, their bodies, they just relax. Like let's say Hudson-Odoi has no problem if Werner start a game, or Werner has no problem if Ziyech is starting because they're all friends. They don't mind too much. Dembele coming in may just destroy the harmony that they have between themselves and not refusing or performing at a high. No, if I say refusing, like. That harmony that they build between themselves, Dembele may destroy that harmony and may excite them to perform better. But then I'm asking, is that even that situation, like a situation where they just feel comfortable and they don't want to take the next level or go to the next level? I don't think it's possible under Tuchel. I just think instead of always thinking about bringing someone new in to solve a problem, I think we should give a chance to Tuchel to fix that problem that he has with 5 different or 6 different wingers. Like we're talking about 6 wingers or 6 attackers that cannot score goals, and we're bringing a 7th in it. I just don't think that is the solution. It's never going to work. We need to give time to Tuchel to figure out which one of this. I mean, we have 7. Let's get at least 3 that we know will be the first 11. Like we've been always in the first 11, or will always be associated with Lukaku. And then the other 3, we can sell them and bring Dembele in it, and then Dembele will come and challenge for the 3 starting line, or the 3 best one. Because right now Dembele coming, I just don't see how are we going to use it. And Dembele has to understand Tuchel system. Dembele has to get fit. Dembele has to understand the APL. So we can bring Dembele in this today or tomorrow, and he will spend the next 6 months trying to adapt to Tuchel's system, EPL, and the players. So is that really a good investment? And I just think nothing for me at this time make me feel like Dembele will be a good solution or even an option for Chelsea right now.
All right. Fair enough. People in the chat, I have put the link in the chat, so you can click on that link, jump on, and ask a question that way, or you can post your questions in the chat. If you want to come on and give us your opinion on what we're talking about, you're more than welcome to do so. I want to say big up to Podfather, who's just jumped in, as well as VJ. How you guys doing?
All good, man.
Welcome, guys. Where we are going to be addressing the Dembele situation today. while we're waiting for people to post their questions in the chat, I've seen a couple of questions about the attackers, about Lukaku. So guys, keep putting your questions in. We will address them in due course. And also you can come in, like I said, click on that link and jump on. And just get it out of the way and hit that like button. There's like 40 of you in the chat. Hit that like button, get it out of the way. And I won't keep pestering you to hit that like button. Let me see if Bobby's mic is working now. Bobby, can you hear us, mate?
Yeah, I could always hear you. It's just you weren't hearing me.
Yeah, now we can. Big up to you, Bobby. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Bobby, Nick, Pod, Boogie, VJ. We've talked a lot about the Dembele situation. We've talked a lot about it. I want to address it from this angle. Dembele will be leaving Barcelona either in the next 48 hours or in the summer. He does seem to be keen on moving to the Premier League, as been stated by a few journalists. Chelsea, as stated by a few journalists as well, are... I'm just getting some feedback from one of you guys. I think it might be Bobby. Yeah. Chelsea are also keen on signing him, as per reports. So he could be signed by the end of this transfer window, by tomorrow evening. We know Chelsea have been known to leave it to the last minute to sign certain players, so it could happen. My question is, does it make sense for it to happen in this window? I know next window he'll be on a free and it will make more sense to do it. But does it make sense for Chelsea to bring him in? And I'm talking about the transfer of Dembele to Chelsea. I'm not talking about a loan. I'm talking about the transfer, because there is talks that he may be let go for a fee around £30 million. So a few people in the chat have addressed the fact that him coming might help to motivate, or might help to push some of our players to do better, because they will be at risk of losing their place. I also think that him coming in might push some of the players out of the club, because they are apparently unhappy. And another attacker coming in will definitely mean that Chelsea will need to get rid of one or two of the attackers. So I want to know what you guys think in respect to this this situation. I know we addressed it yesterday and earlier in the week, but I want to look at it from the deadline day standpoint. So let me hear from Bobby.
I have a lot of doubts over this story, Mo. I see no evidence that this is actually going to happen at all. And I'm wondering if it's even the right move. If you're going to spend 30 million on Dembele, then why not spend the cut price 40 on Jules Koundé in a position that we probably need far more than Dembele? Look, I'm not going to claim to be in any way some sort of scouting oracle here. Dembele's value is something that a lot of, it's a little bit disputable in terms of what he will actually bring to the team because of his injury record. It's left to be seen. Tuchel seems to like him, seems to want him. Now, I'm of the camp that if Tuchel wants him and really believes he can use this player, then fine, I'm for it. If it's not something that he's, shouting up and down for, then I don't see the point. I would rather, if we are going to spend anything, conclude the Jules Koundé deal. I have a nagging suspicion that Chelsea's not going to do anything this window. I've said this from way back. The financial situation is only a part of it. I just think they lack the correct people that to negotiate deals quickly and efficiently enough to get them done within the short space of the window. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I hold my hand up, but that's how I see it. I can't. I don't know. I can't see anything happening between now and the end of deadline day. But we have done things before, surprising everybody. Will Dembele be amongst them? I have to say I would be surprised.
All right. People in the chat, do me a favor. Let me know if you like this music in the background. Should I keep the music on or should I take the music off? So in the chat, let me know. Also in the chat, I'm gonna do this.
You're being sneaky there. I was thinking I had something on in a different tab, and I was checking all my tabs if I had a background music.
It's me. It's me. I've just put it on. Yeah, no, I think it's good to have some background music to keep us entertained. The choice is limited in regards to the songs that we can play, but it's copyright royalty free music. So yeah, lads in the chat, hashtag CFC. I think it's the easiest way to get the questions. I was going to read through all of the comments, but I think it's easier if you were to this system. Hashtag CFC, and we'll pick a question once we've hit 10 entries. And by the way, I have another guest lined up for you guys next week. Someone who a lot of you already know and already follow. So looking forward to having him on the show next week. So in the chat, lads, hashtag CFC. Who wants to go next on this Lukaku story?
Dembele, you mean?
Did I say Lukaku? Yeah. I meant Dembele. I was trying to see if you were listening, mate. So good on you.
Okay.
Take it away.
Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah, so for me, in terms of the Dembele thing, is interesting. So I think if you want to give the club the benefit of the doubt and best case scenario, Boogeyman asked, what's the benefit of bringing him in now? Yeah, well, it would actually show more long term thinking because you're bringing him now to adapt to the Premier League, to the system, to the players, to the tactics. So next year he can hit the ground running. So which is what. Players, teams have done in the past where with a Man City or Liverpool where they may buy a player and he doesn't even play that much for the first 6 months that he's there. And then by the time January comes up, they're acclimatized to the league and then they're ready to go. So I think that's one scenario if we're looking at best case scenarios. And in terms of the fee, I've also heard from different journalists. I think I heard Julian Laurent the other day saying that Barca would actually be willing, like if a club is willing to take him off their hands, that they won't even request a fee. They'll just cut off his contract and let him go. So, I don't think there would be a fee. I think it would either be a loan or they literally just say you can have him, but you have to sign him on a
get rid of the wages
contract straight away.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of conflicting reports. I mean, I haven't watched that Julian Laurent segment, but I've seen 20 million, I've seen 30 million, I've seen even 10 million.
Yeah, the thing about Barca is they're more. They're more desperate for the wages, to get the wages off their books so they can register other players. It's not really about recouping money for them. It's more about getting the wages of the book at this point. So that's it. Because if they bring any players in, they literally can't register them. So they need his wages off the book so they can register other players. So that's
I agree.
For them. Yeah.
I agree. Let me see what Gabriel has to say. Gabriel, welcome. What's your thoughts, mate?
Do we ever learn?
Do we have a what?
Do we ever learn?
Explain.
So we're buying the greatest attacking midfielder over the last 5 seasons. We're going to get him on a cheap. We're going to pay him reasonable salary, and he's going to smash the Premier League. Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about someone who has flopped?
One second.
Through injuries?
One second.
Okay, go for it.
VJ, do me a favor. VJ.
Yep.
Just lower your mic because I can barely see your face, man. Just lower your mic a little bit.
Oh, is it? All right.
Your mic.
Yeah.
That's it. Better. Every time I look at you, it's like this. So, no, listen, Gabriel. I see where you're going with this. If Tuchel sees something in this player, if Tuchel believes that he can get something out of this player, who are we to argue? That's one way to the carrot, right?
Can I
But
ask
how
you a
do we know
question?
that?
How do we know what?
After you, Bobby. After you, Bobby.
No,
No,
I don't want to
hold
cut
on.
anyone short. I'll wait and I'll ask my question.
Yeah. How do we know that he doesn't want him?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that he doesn't want him, but I think all this hype about because Tuchel knew him at Dortmund.
Yeah.
You know, there's that connection there, etc. So don't get me wrong, Dembele, you know, is a brilliantly talented footballer. But is this really what Chelsea needs now? Bearing in mind, we've got a lot of injury-prone players. We're very poor finishing chances. You know, it will be a very expensive signing long-term. In my mind, I'm thinking it's Chelsea because we know they like to sort of sign up players and then they become part of the loan army. Are they taking a gamble of let's get this guy in? If he doesn't work out, well, we can send him on for loans, etc. But I don't know. I just don't. I can't see someone with his track record coming off of Barcelona. You know, the fact that they're not. I know Barcelona are under a lot of trouble economically, but if they really, really, really wanted him, they would give him what he wants, increase his value, and then, you know, sell him on. So I don't know. I'm just very, you know.
Okay.
Anyway, I've probably summarized.
Sure.
What I said.
Sure. Guys in the chat, #CFC. We will be picking a question out in a few minutes. So make sure you enter #CFC so you can be selected to enter a question. Bobby, what's your take? What's your take on what Gabriel said?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as I said before, the whole Dembele thing. Honestly, I'm for the well, I won't say for the first time, but rarely am I on the fence about anything to do with players. I usually have an opinion, but in this case, as I've said, you know, I think if Tuchel really wants him, okay, then I want him. If he doesn't, then, you know, I'm a little bit of, you know, what's the point? Having said all that, we had a very interesting point made by, I always forget his name now. The guy that spoke just after me.
Podfather?
Podfather, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Podfather. And he was saying that he had heard that, look, Barca are so keen to get him off their books that, you know, there's possibly a deal that, you know, you could just take him. They'll scratch him off. Take him, pay his wages, you know, that sort of thing. And I'm thinking, well, you know, clearly it is going to be a knockdown price for Dembele, if any price. And if it's true that this is what the manager wants, why is it taking us? You see, this is the thing that gets me with Chelsea and why I say, look, I don't even think we're going to do any deal at all because we don't have the capability. Because if indeed he is on the radar and he is a I want player, why do we have to wait till deadline day to do a deal for somebody, you know, there's not really going to be a transfer fee. It's all about his wages. You know, why does it have to take so long? This is the thing with Chelsea, and that just makes me wonder. I'm thinking, look, they haven't got it in them to do a deal in a short period of time. So why should we even bother thinking about it?
Okay.
All right. 1 second, Pod. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more questions coming in regards to Dembele. Showtime, I just seen you. Big up to you. Welcome to the stream. We will be picking a question out now. So let's see who is going to be our first question coming from. Fernando Ruiz. Fernando Ruiz, in the chat, hit us up with your question. We will be happy to address it. So Fernando Ruiz, you have a couple of minutes to put your question in the chat, and we will be more than happy to address it. Podfather, you were about to jump in on the Dembele issue, so go ahead.
Showtime.
Sorry? Showtime. My bad. Showtime, welcome. Let me hear your thoughts, mate. Wa alaikum salam, Showtime.
Big ups to everybody in the panel and in the chat as well. In regards to Dembele, I think the news just came out. I think we're not gonna sign him. Surprisingly, we're not gonna get Dembele.
Has that been confirmed? Because I've seen it in the chat. PSG has it been confirmed?
Santi Amuno, I just looked it up. Santi Amuno, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. He has PSG made a verbal agreement with Barca right now, and Dembele is gonna end up going back home to Paris. But sadly, I wish we would have brought him in. I agree with Podfather on this though. Bringing him in now would have been the best for him to get ready for the next season. And it brings a healthy competition to the players that we already have on our roster. I mean, depending on who we want to keep and who we want to go, this would have given Tuchel a great idea of who wants to stay. I'm a big supporter of Pulisic's time is up. You know that. I said it yesterday. I'm going to repeat it again today. But I mean, this would have been a healthy competition for those guys. He's a World Cup winner. He has won. It's not like he's a loser. He plays for the best. Some may argue that he plays for the best World Cup team in the world. You know, he plays for France. It's not like he's not good. He's talented. I mean, a little knocks here and there, okay. I mean, who hasn't come in and have knocks? We given Pulisic 3 years. The only time we had a great Pulisic was when he was playing as number 22 for Frankie Lampard, and we haven't seen the same Pulisic since then. So I don't think we have the luxury of time to be wasting on giving players the time to come in and develop. This is Chelsea Football Club. This is not a development squad. It's also been said in the chat as well. I've been monitoring the chats. We're not in the luxury of developing players. They come in, perform. If you can't perform, go. You're not a Cobham graduate. If you can't perform when you come in, they give you a grace period. And if you don't perform, you have to leave. Take your things and go. We get our money back.
Is Chelsea capable of signing this guy? Because quite clearly, we're not even capable of doing the signing.
We're capable of doing the signing. It's just, I mean, PSG probably wanted to probably go home, or PSG probably had a better offer come to the table.
I think for a French player playing outside of France for such a long time, French international player as well, getting an opportunity to go to Paris Saint-Germain, he will always prefer that to coming to London. I think especially. Sorry.
So it's a non-starter.
What the Chelsea move?
Yeah.
It looks like it. I mean, if this report is accurate, then it looks like it. But I think we'll have to wait and see if it's been reported by Fabrizio Romano in the next hour or so. Unless I've missed the tweet.
Yeah, he didn't.
He hasn't, yeah. So let's see what Romano says, and then we can turn that page and look at a barren transfer window. All right, so this is the question from Fernando Ruiz. And Fernando, you were a regular on my streams, but you went missing for a while, so it's good to have you back on the streams, man. Fernando is saying, with Christian, Aspi, and Rudiger looking to leave, other than Koundé, which other defender should Chelsea be looking at? I've seen the rumours to Soulé. Is that a player we should sign? So what do you guys think? Soulé, who else could be a defender that will be coming in? I mean, what options do we have? And how likely are these guys to be going? I mean, Aspi, Christensen are pretty much out of the door. Rudiger, we'll have to wait and see. What's your thoughts, lads? What's your thoughts on this?
Can I start, Mo?
Go right ahead, Nick. Let's hear it.
Yeah. First of all, with Rudiger, hopefully he's going to stay. And we're I think eventually we will get Koundé, and maybe Sula as well. We don't need too many players in. Don't forget, we have Chalobah, we have Sarr, very good young players, getting better every minute. I don't think Chelsea will be buying so many players in the summer. Maybe one or two, the most. But we're going to see if Christensen does leave, and Rudiger, Aspie's getting old. I don't think he's going to stay, but we have Koundé coming in, and we won't need too many. Like I said, we have young players playing good, so I'll be surprised if we buy two, more than one other back.
Yeah.
Nick, I'm confused here. So you think Koundé will come in and one more? Is that what you're saying? One more defender?
Yeah, maybe Sula.
Sule. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but I can't see too many because don't forget we have, like I said, we have Sarr, we have Chalobah, and we have what's his name, young Stuart Hall coming through slowly. So I don't think we will be buying too many players. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Go on, Bobby.
I agree that there isn't a need for too many players. There's a need for relevant players. I personally think there's a need for 3, especially if those 2 go. But my question remains. We need to do business at the top end of the market. That's where we are now. The player to come into Chelsea will not be also Rans. They will be players that we would expect to be vying for a first team place on a regular basis. Now, my question is, are we capable of doing that? We have all these fans phoning in, oh, we need this person, we should do this, we should do that. But we've been here before. And my question always is now, are we capable? We want these players are available, we're linked with these players, but we never seem to get these players at the top end of the market in a competitive market situation. That's the concern I have.
Do you think it's financial or administrative?
I think it's administrative first and then financial second. The administration can take care of the finances if they're capable of moving quickly. If you shift out players and shift in players, that is how you solve the financial situation. Now, we all saw what happened with the Zuma Koundé situation. It was a disaster. Zuma was shifted out, and we were left with our pants hanging down. And they basically made fun of us with Koundé, and we didn't get him in the end. We pretended to have bravado that, we're not going to pay this price, but we were dumb enough to be in that position in the first place. Now, going forward this summer, whatever we do, whoever we lose is going to have to be replaced. Hopefully, we can't even seal Rudiger, a massive player for us. Big problem. We're talking wages. We can't even administratively create space for our best defender. So one, how are we ever going to dream of replacing him? People like Zuma, Aspie is possible. Christensen is possible. Can we? I doubt it.
All right. Okay. I just want to address a comment here from the ITM way. The Juventus defender De Ligt, I think that's his name. Yeah. De Ligt is a player that has been linked with Chelsea over the past couple of windows. Very good player. Issue with him is his agent, Mino Raiola. I think Mino Raiola will be problematic for us. Is it worth having a relationship with him with a player of De Ligt's caliber? We were debating it when it came to Erling Haaland. So with De Ligt, I'm not so sure. But, he is one of those names that has been mentioned. We will be picking another question Lads, do us a favor in the chat. Type in hashtag CFC to enter the draw. Hashtag CFC. Let's pick the next question. Max Burton, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well, my brother. Samuel, Fadad Samuel, put your question in the chat. Everyone else, do me a favor, hashtag CFC, so you'll be entered for the question. Hashtag CFC, and Samuel, put your question in the chat. Max Burton, how are you?
Sorry, I just cut out. I was in and out at the minute.
No
worries. Trying to do a couple of things, sorting it out. So just
multitasking.
I got a few illnesses and stuff. The boys are okay. The missus wasn't too good. So just trying to.
Okay.
But yeah, all good here. Thank you.
All good.
Much. The back's a lot better. Yesterday was a bit of problems, more of an emergency room in our house than a house at the minute. With all the sickness. But yeah, it's okay.
You know what? That's the situation in a lot of the households these days, man. I mean, I've got family members as well who are currently suffering from this illness. So hopefully everyone recovers and everyone as well. Hopefully everyone as well.
Yeah, thanks.
I think Samuel isn't around, so I'll pick another question. Let's have a look. Okay, VDJ Wes, big up to you. Let's have your question in the chat. I have someone here jumping on. Man J Dog, welcome to the stream. Tell us where you're from and let's hear what you have to say. All right, we're not having music playing on the stream, so banned from studio. See you later. Okay, so let's have a look at VJ's question. What's VJ saying? Can Chelsea sign Rafinha? Because West Ham apparently are moving for Rafinha and Calvin Phillips. Imagine Rice with Phillips, then Brown with Rafinha, Bowen with Rafinha. What do you guys think about this? Is Rafinha a player that would add to the squad depth for Chelsea? Would he be a good addition to the club, to the squad? Whoever wants to start with this can take it away.
Yeah,
I think. Go on.
I'll go with this one quickly. Rafinha is the best winger outside of the teams in the top four at the moment, and what he's got a bit of end product, Brazilian international. And what I found, when we played Leeds and we beat them 3-2, I'm not sure if anyone else picked up on this, but Thomas Tuchel was having a very long conversation with him after the match. So he's someone who values this guy. And I'm not sure if you guys have discussed the Dembele situation at the moment. That he's agreed something with PSG. I'm not sure if you saw that.
Yep.
So he's looking at PSG.
Yeah.
So that the right hand side is, I don't know, because obviously the way that Ziyech is now playing, he's actually playing quite well on that right hand side as well. So obviously that's the position that Rafinha is going to take. But he'll only probably come in if we're going to be getting rid of one or two of our other wide men, which we probably will do. Then he's a good person to come in because he gives us something a bit different. He's the direct runner. He's got some good quality on the ball, and he can finish as well. But it's with everyone when they come to Chelsea, because playing for Chelsea and playing for Leeds is two different things, But I think he's got the skill set to be able to break down low blocks and everything else. So I think he's got the right mentality as well. So I think that he's somebody who can strengthen our squad.
All right. Anybody else wants to jump in on this? Rafinha
just quickly wanted to say something with respect to Rafinha and.
Go on, VJ.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, just quickly wanted to say something with respect to Rafinha and Calvin Phillips. I also looked up into this particular tweet. I guess, yeah, West Ham were apparently interested, and I guess the first bid was also turned down. One concern that we would have with respect to signing Rafinha and Calvin Phillips, not just us, any team would have, is that they are the marquee players for Leeds United. So it's going to be even more difficult than just normally signing them, because like we all saw what happened to Grealish in Aston Villa, right? The 100 million was basically not just for his talent and all of that. Basically, Aston Villa are losing the most talented player in their squad, and their marquee player. I think we'll still have the same problem when it comes to both Rafinha and Calvin Phillips. Maybe Calvin Phillips will have the English tax, but Rafinha will have a bit of more market value as well. So it's not going to be an easy job for Chelsea to sign Rafinha, if you ask me, or be it Calvin Phillips. But then, like Max said, he seems to be quite interested, Thomas Tuchel, with Rafinha. Not sure how far we can, grasp into that particular, scenes that happened after the Leeds game. But if Thomas Tuchel wants him, maybe the board could probably go for and get him. Again, another thing that I would like to say, we seem to be making this mistake quite time and again, right? We always complain that we have system players, right? Players that only suit a particular manager, be it Sarri, be it Lampard, and all of these guys. And with Thomas Tuchel, I understand the difference here. He's won the Champions League for us, but we as fans should also, try and understand that whatever Thomas Tuchel needs cannot be actually given, because we again make the same mistake of having bringing in players that will suit only one manager, right? I'm pretty sure Thomas Tuchel would probably not make that mistake for Chelsea Football Club. He would probably bring in a player who can suit multiple systems, but then you could not, confirm that, because we've seen plenty of managers doing the same mistake by bringing in a player that only suits them, and then after them leaving, we were not able to fit them in any systems. So I think we need to be very careful when we, sign players, not just for Thomas Tuchel. We should be in a position to sign people who are more dynamic to play in multiple systems. That's my answer.
But with someone like Rafinha, though, in answer to that, he's not what you call a system player, is he? Because, for instance,
the
system.
That was not for Rafinha or Calvin Phillips. That was in general.
Okay.
When people say,
But
when people say whatever Thomas Tuchel needs should be bringing in, that's where I was just getting at. Like, we still have to be very careful when we do that. It just cannot be.
I raise the same question. Now we're talking about Rafinha with 24 hours to the end of the transfer window. Is Chelsea capable of doing such a deal? I think West Ham are more capable than we are.
This deal for Rafinha, though. Sorry, Bobby, to interrupt, but what I heard is we're looking at Rafinha for next season. There's no way that we're going to be able to pull it off this. Forget this. I'm not sure if you guys have discussed it, but I'm resigned in thinking we're not going to get anyone in, so don't get your hopes up.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we won't, because the position that needed to be addressed was the wing back one, and there's no point in getting one in now at the end of the window. So, and I don't want anyone now, because anyone now is just going to be a panic buy. So I don't want it. I prefer to get nobody in than just somebody like a Saul situation where we just get in some last minute panic at the end of the day. But so anyway, let's go back to the Rafinha subject.
Well, Rafinha for next season, if he's still going to be at Leeds, West Ham are well capable of just picking him up on the last 24 hours of this window, and we are not. It would seem.
All right. I've got someone trying to jump in. Blue Lion, welcome to the stream. Tell me where you're from and what you want to add. Blue Lion, can you hear us? All right. I think I'm going to take the link off the chat. I get a lot of spam. 1 second, guys. Bear with me 1 second while I just take the link away from here. All right. Guys, unfortunately I've had too many spammers coming on, so I've taken the link off. I will not be adding anyone to the panel unless they are a member of the panel, the regular panelists. All right, let's pick another question. Let's pick another question. Who's it going to be? Hashtag CFC if you want to ask a question, lads. Hashtag CFC. Next question is from Gabriel. Gabriel, let's hear it. What you want to ask us? And you didn't have to leave, by the way. You know, you're welcome to stay on, Gabriel. So let me see your question in the chat, and for everybody else, hashtag CFC to enter a question. Hashtag CFC.
Gabriel seems to be getting this opportunity every single time in the stream. Good.
You know, Gabriel will be doing a giveaway using the same tool. If we win the World Club Cup, I'll be giving away 2 items, 2 Chelsea. I'll be giving away 2 baseball caps, 2 Chelsea baseball caps. Should we win the Club World Cup, so you might as well enter for that as well. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm also giving away a Chelsea shirt, so you might as well enter for that as well. So yeah, Gabriel is lucky with this tool. But I think Gabriel is not here, so we're gonna pick another question. If you are here, Gabriel, and you're typing the question, we will address it. We will answer it. So if you're typing, continue typing. Let's have another question from somebody else. Let's have a look. Who's it gonna be? This is rigged. This is rigged. Let's do it again. This is rigged. This is rigged. If it's the third time, I'm going to throw this tool in the bin. Let's have a look. Come on, he just asked this question. All right, one more time. If we don't get a fresh name, then I'm going to change the hashtag. Let's have a look. Fernando Ruiz. No, I'm changing the hashtag. Bear with me 1 second. Boogeyman is entering. Let me change the hashtag. Hold on a second, lads. Bear with me.
Do you need a recommendation on the hashtag?
No, I don't. I'm gonna go on then. Let's have one. What do you think?
We love Marina.
Oh, a hashtag. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go hashtag Lampard, since he's gonna get a job. So let's go hashtag Lampard.
Well, lads, it looks like we're not going to get Mendy back anytime soon. Oh, damn.
Why? What happened?
What happened to Mendy?
Well, Senegal's going to go up, haven't they?
Oh, you mean
AFCON.
They continue? Yeah. And Liverpool ain't getting more Salah or Mane, so no issues there. Guys, hashtag Lampard in the chat. So you can enter for a question. Hashtag Lampard in the chat. Let me just have a look and see if anybody's put a question in already. What do you guys think of the music? Do you like the music? Guys, you like the music?
Yeah,
Panelist.
it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
I can't even hear the music.
Really? How about now?
Oh, yeah.
All right. How about this? Nice and mellow. There's one called Night Driving.
This will put me to sleep. You know that it's 2 a.m. here, right?
Yeah. All right. So we've got 3 entries. We've got 3 entries. Let's have a look. Let's have a look from these 3 entries. It's Julius, Boogeyman, and Luke Mudway. Let's see who's gonna be picked. Let's see. Luke Mudway. There you go, mate. put your question in the chat. It doesn't matter if it's capital or underscore. It doesn't matter, Boogie. Just put your question in the chat. We will answer it once we have it. Everybody else, hashtag pod.
I have a quick question. So
yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, we're talking about all our signings that we're supposed to sign next year. Surely a lot of that is dependent on the system we think we're going to play next year. And I was wondering how many people think we're going to stick with a back three, or as you know has been mentioned, if we're to get a DM, then we might switch to a back four. And in that case, how many? Obviously that affects the numbers of centre backs we need. The wingers. If we're going to play a wing system instead of this inverted tens that we do, then you need a certain type of player for that. Because obviously when Boogeyman was talking about Dembele earlier. For me, when I look at the Chelsea squad, we have 3 wingers, not 6, like what he was saying. We have 6 forwards, we have 3 wingers. You know what I mean? That's their position. And for me, that would be Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, and Ziyech. The rest are, mostly forwards for me, or even midfielders. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner is a striker for me. So, yeah, it's very interesting. So I was running. What does everybody think the formation is going to be next year? Are we going to see a change in formation going forward?
All of the above. That's why we're going to go for players like Jules Koundé if we've got the wherewithal to bring them into the club. That's the purpose of getting multifaceted players like that. They can play anything. And that's always been the Chelsea way to play anything. The one player we got that's slightly limited and can really only play a back four system is Ziyech. All the others should be more capable of doing that, and they've shown that they can do both.
Yeah,
I'm going for a flexible approach because if you look at Tuchel throughout his career, he's always tried different systems. He's novice. For instance, you look at Conte, he's always like one system that he's. Oh, he used to play 4-2-4, didn't he? But most of the time now he's a back three guy. Whereas Thomas Tuchel can switch it up. When he was at Dortmund, he played 3 or 4 different formations. So I just think it's going to be horses for courses. Depending on who we play, then we can adjust our system accordingly. So that's what we need. We need the personnel to be able to do that seamlessly.
Yeah. I just think obviously with the way the Premiership is now, like, having to get 100 points just to win the league or even above, I think obviously the emphasis on attack seems more than ever. And, we're going up against 2 extremely attacking teams in Liverpool and Man City. I don't know if you can defend your way to the title at this point. Obviously, you have to have a good and, great defense. But I think now it's more about picking up more wins rather than, draws or, keeping clean sheets here and there. But it's the emphasis for me, just based on how the Premiership is right now, is about just winning as many games as possible. And that means having an attacking system, an ultra-attacking system, where, you're just going to have to take risks. And that's for the Premiership, I think that's the only way to approach it going forward. So...
I want to... Pod, I'm going to get you to take the first crack at this because it's sticking with the same topic, kinda. Look, Mudway's asking. Apparently, Tuchel is looking to use Gallagher next year. However, do you think he will use the midfielder in a pivot, or are we looking at a back four system and playing him in a 3? So, where do you see Gallagher fitting in, and do you agree that he will be part of our system next season? And I'll let you take the first crack at this, Paul.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'd like him to be. His game. The thing is, his game has developed so much for me this year because I saw him. I watched a couple of his games at West Brom. Obviously, they were a terrible team, but he just seemed more of like a tackler and hard worker. But he's added so much intelligence to this game in terms of like running into the box late, picking his finishing. Very, very reminiscent of some of Frank Lampard's goals where he just goes into the box without anybody seeing him, and he's been a good finisher. Is technical. For me, it'd be a waste to play him in a pivot. I think we have better players at playing that position, and it wouldn't be the best for him. I think if you bring him back, you try and play him close to where he's playing now. And for me, that would be an attacking position. I think he can even, at some point, maybe even learn to play that Mason Mount position. Like I look at them as very, very similar players and have like a similar ceiling. So for me, I either playing in an 8. I'd like to see a switch to a 4-3-3. I'm not sure that will happen though. But I would like to either see him play as an 8 or as a forward player for me.
All right. Anybody else want to crack at this?
Yeah, you stole my thunder actually, because I was saying I was going to state exactly the same rotation with Mason Mount because he's similar in style. I think he scores more goals than Mason Mount, but he'll be suited in a 4-3-3 system, definitely. So with Tuchel saying that he wants to bring him back, I think we're going to be moving towards that 4-3-3 next season.
And I would like to just say I agree. I just feel like for me, I'm going to be a little straightforward here and say this. If you want to compare Gallagher to, if you want to compare Gallagher and Mount, I think Gallagher's more of a Frankie Lampard type of player. Him and Lampard was defensive and he can attack. I think Mason Mount lacks that defensive aspect of his game a little bit. I would compare Gallagher to Frankie a little bit more. And I feel like he's going to give Mason Mount a run for his position next season. And I'm so up for it. So all these lovely Mason Mount lovers can take a little chill pill and relax a little bit. That's all I have to say about that.
You're asking for a lot there, mate. You're asking for a lot there, but you know, you can ask.
The way he's playing now, it's like, okay, he comes back into the squad next season. Mason Mount is gonna have.
No. Sorry. Short time. I wasn't meaning Mason Mount. Talk about the fanboys. I'm saying you're asking a lot for them to take a chill pill and relax. That side of it, you're asking for a lot. And listen. Mason, one second, Bobby. Mason Mount is a great player, and I think Mason Mount having Gallagher in the team with him, I can see those two players building some chemistry together. I know a lot of people will think that you play one or the other. I think you can play them both together, and I think if you use a back four system, there is definitely room for them. You will have a lot of options in attack having a four in the back system. Bobby, I'll let you come in on this, but I just want to address this question by Elias because he was the second question. I'm going to address it briefly, and I'll go back to the previous question. Elias is asking, what if Dembele becomes injury prone at Chelsea? Will the fans give him time to adjust to the Premier League? Firstly, he will not become injury prone. He is injury prone. Maybe he is not as injury prone as he was at Barcelona. However, right now, I'm going to hold off on addressing Dembele questions because I'm waiting to get some confirmation from some tier 1 journalists in respect to this Paris Saint-Germain story. Because if he is going to Paris Saint-Germain, that is a page we can turn over and move on in respect to it. I concur with a lot of the panelists who earlier in the stream said our issue right now in this window is the win-back situation. That is the issue that we need to be addressing rather than looking at wingers in this transfer window. So let's put that on the back burner for now. So Bobby, I'll put up the question that we were addressing from Luke. So take it away, mate.
What was the question?
Gallagher.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, I was listening to what you were saying now. Yeah, I'm going to answer this, and I'm going to try and sort of put in a very brief bit of history. Look, Gallagher, I'm 100% convinced he's coming back to Chelsea. And I always listen with keen interest when we have fans talking about systems. Listen, modern football has moved on. We still play systems, but the emphasis now is on interchanging in-game. The flexibility of players is key. And a player like Gallagher is key. He can play with someone like Mason Mount, and he can rotate with Mason Mount. He can play further up in the midfield, or if absolutely necessary, he can play a little bit deeper in midfield. You know, it's about the flexibility of individual players. And why I say this, and I said, look, I'll try and bring in a bit of a history lesson. The beginning of guerrilla warfare, as it were, started really during the time of the American Civil War, when the Brits that were in charge of the colonies, the states, the eastern states at that time during the American Revolution, would come with bright red coats, marching in formation, looking for space to take their positions and face the enemy. But they got slaughtered. Why? Because the Americans didn't fight like that. They fought the Red Indian way. They were up in the trees. They were in the bushes. They weren't waiting for you to line up in a pretty formation to fight the war. They would ambush you. And they would do all these things that the Queensberry rules hadn't actually thought about. Now, this is what's happening in modern football. The old days of let's get out there, let's play the 4-4-2 all season. It's not happening anymore. Look at what Man City's doing. Pep's got them playing some kind of mass midfield game. They don't have a top striker. I wouldn't be surprised if he never goes for a top striker. People keep talking about Haaland. I think Haaland will disrupt the team as it is, because they can score from anywhere and everywhere. So in as much as formations are important, I think our emphasis should be flexibility of formation, just like we've been doing recently with Malang Sarr coming in, and suddenly we're able to start with a flat back four, which we hadn't done yet under Tuchel, and then switch to a back three, to a back five. That's modern football, and those are the players that we need in our teams, players that can adapt to that. And we've got them already. Sarr does it. Rudiger, they said, he could never play in a flat back four. Well, he's been doing that for the past 2 or 3 games. And Gallagher will be no different.
All right. Yeah. Listen, guys in the chat, hashtag CFC. We will be picking a question in a couple of minutes. I have an announcement to make to all of my subscribers. As you all know,
history lesson.
No, I loved it, but it went over my head because I had the picture of the red coats and the guys in the trees, and they take a knee, they shoot, they take a knee. It just reminded me of GCSE history, so I didn't want to go back to that. Yeah, no, Bobby, no. It's good to get a bit of history on the Blue Lounge, but football is what we're on about. In regards to the Blue Lounge, I will be starting a new series very soon. Once we hit the 10,000 subscriber milestone, I will be starting a membership stream. I already have members, currently paid members on my channel. I will be, right now all I'm giving is some emojis to use in the chat. I will be providing a stream for members only. So it will only be viewed by members, and only members can take part in that stream. The reason being is I want to give something of a different quality to those who are currently paying money to watch my channel. There are people currently are paid subscribers to my channel, and I want to provide something for them. So I will be doing streams only for members once we hit 10,000 subscribers, and it will be talking about topics that will be picked by the members. I will put a questionnaire, we'll pick a topic, and it will all come in and just discuss it. To be part of that, you have to click on the membership icon below this video. The membership is the price of a cup of coffee. It's like $2.99 per month. Right now, all you're getting is emojis, but once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will be providing content specifically for the paid members. So it's a thank you for a lot. I mean, I've got a few who have been paid members for 6 months, and all they've been getting is emojis, and I know they don't even use them. And some of them are on the panel right now. So big up to everyone who is a paid member, and I will be providing you with content in due course. Now let's pick the next question. Hopefully it's not historic in nature. Just kidding, Bobby. All right, let's have a look. We've got 6 entries. Who's it going to be? Really? This is not fair, man. This is not fair.
Ask the question more. Go on.
No, I'm not going to ask you a question. I'm going to make a comment. Can you all hit that like button, please? Let's move. Yeah, no, I asked the question to the chat. So if they can hit that like button, then they'll show me by clicking the like button. All right. Elijah. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Iljaya, actually. Iljaya. Big up to you. Always. Yeah.
I think it's Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah. Yeah. Always one of the first people to jump on the stream when I start. So big up to you. I think a subscriber from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Let me have your question in the chat. We've got 120 people in the stream. Let's get the likes up. We're on 86 likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the subscription numbers up. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. While we're waiting for Elijah to put the question in the chat. This music is nice. Mellow.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah. Let me see if there's one that says rock. Let's try rock.
To be honest, it looks
Rock
like a
music.
dinner date background.
Alright, this is nice. Elijah, let's hear your question, man. I'm going to pick another one while Elijah is typing away. CFC,
Wow, we might
hashtag
be
CFC
getting-
people.
We might be getting Mendy back after all.
Well, what happened now?
It's 1-1 at the moment.
Alright.
We'll certainly have hope if they go to penalties.
Can they,
Maybe taking a
can
dig
they
there.
bring on Kepa?
Oh, we'll find a good flight.
They should
for
call
him.
Kepa to play for Senegal for the penalties.
All right, Elijah's question. Should we go after Kunde, and thoughts about Aspi Barca talks? Let me hear it, lads.
He is. We are. I don't know if the rumours are true, but there is talk that we can get him for as little as, is it 45 million? Because of the
42 million.
financial problem that Sevilla are in. But then this will be 42, sorry, something like that, yeah. But obviously that's at the end of the season. So if the club, if that is true and that's the case and he's available for that money and we don't act, then there needs to be serious questions asked about our board, because we've the groundwork and everything has already been done. He was ready to fly over on the last day of the deadline and only for that to fall through. So I'm sure, I say I'm sure, but with our board I'm not so sure, but I'm hoping that we have kept in contact with him, okay, and so that we can pull this one out over the line, you know, for that price, it'll be an excellent purchase. The Azpilicueta's thing, I made a video about this a couple of weeks ago, I think, with Azpilicueta. I just feel, okay, he's not as good as he was, but with him, I still think his leadership qualities are something that you cannot underestimate, especially if Rudiger doesn't sign his contract. This side is lacking leaders as it is. We don't have a lot of leaders in the side, and there's talk about Jorginho, one thing Jorginho does offer as well, he does offer leadership. And if Juventus, there's talk about Juventus wanting him as well. So we got to be careful if we're going to be getting rid of a lot of these experienced players, also leaders in the side, because if we do, then no matter how much ability you have, then without that sort of leadership in the team, then you are going to be struggling, because that cannot be underplayed. The experience that you need in this side as well. So you need a blend of youth and experience to be successful.
I was just going to say something. Nick Blue has typed in #CFC, but he's on the panel. Or he was on the panel. So, strange. In regards to the leadership aspect, Max, I think we have enough when it comes to leadership in defense. I mean, I agree with you. Azpilicueta has been, fantastic over the years, and he's been leading with his ability rather than with his tongue. He's been doing it on the pitch. He's been a role model for a lot of the youngsters. However, we have Thiago Silva still with the club. We have Rudiger still with the club. I think we can, do with that attribute when it comes to Azpilicueta. If he feels that going to Barcelona is better for him. Sorry, just 1 second. However, I think in respect to other transfers that are also potentially going to happen, i.e., Jorginho might be going to Juventus. Another leader on that pitch. I think we have to be careful that we don't lose too many strong opinionated players, because you need to have players on that pitch who are not afraid to make some noise when it comes to certain matches and certain situations. So Azpilicueta does that, Jorginho does that. So losing players of that caliber, we need to be careful that we don't lose too many players of that caliber. That's the emphasis that I wanted to make.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I was saying before is we don't know whether what's Rudiger's going to sign his contract, there, because again that's a good question mark about that at the moment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, with regards to Silva as well. Okay, Silva is the lead, but again, he's not fully. What's his English like? Is it improved?
Work in progress.
Remember,
Work in progress. Yeah.
Can speak several languages, and the thing is, with Azpilicueta, he can speak several languages as well. So that's something that you can't underestimate when you're talking about getting a squad of different languages and cultures together. I at first I did question is it leadership, especially after what happened with the Kepa situation in the League Cup, and I was thinking as a captain he needed to show a bit more. But then I actually saw an interview. I can't remember which player. It was a young player. But he was involved in that interview. It was a post-match interview. And it was just what he said to that player during the interview. And I thought, okay, then we may not see much of it on the pitch, but behind the scenes, off the pitch, in the changing room, this is what you're like. This is what you're about. And as I said, I can't remember the exact words and the way, but I just had a difference of opinion of him then because of the words that he said to this young player at the time. So yeah, don't underestimate his leadership qualities.
Yeah, I mean, going after Koundé is a must. I think that's a void we need to fill. I mean, we've been talking about Koundé since last summer, so I think that is a necessity that we need. But in regards to Azpilicueta going to Barcelona, he needs to hurry up and make his decision, because him not relaying what he actually wants to do and all these talks within Barcelona with his agent and stuff, it's just derailing us. We don't know if he's going to sign our contract that we offered him or not. And, you don't want to put the big boss Marina in that situation where now he doesn't sign, and then he's giving us mixed emotions. And then in the summer comes and he goes, and then now we have to panic and go fill that void of him leaving. Bringing in Koundé is not the only player that we have to bring in.
Yeah.
If he leaves and Christensen leaves.
Short term, I think Azpilicueta is clear with the club. It may not be clear to us what he's doing, what decision he's making, but I'm pretty sure that Chelsea Football Club know exactly where he stands. Azpilicueta is the captain. Azpilicueta is a player who's been here for a very, very long time, and I'm sure the way that he's approaching this, he will be keeping the club in the loop with everything in respect to it. Maybe we don't know, and to be fair, I'm happy that it's not being made public to journalists that could take his situation and twist it in a way where it will look negative. So the less we know about it, the better. As long as he's communicating with the club, and I'm pretty sure he is. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one.
But I think that also he needs to let us know as well. You know why? Because we need to give him a proper sending off for his service.
Of course, of course. I'm sure that
he lets us know as well.
Yeah.
Because now
I'm sure the club will do that.
And then he signs a contract with Barcelona, and then now we in the summer have to panic and buy another right back to fill that void. That's another problem that fans, you know how we Chelsea fans are. 1 minute we're happy with the board, and then the next minute we talking about the board doesn't know what they're doing. But it's players like this that give us that uncertainty of where they want to head it within the club and what we're offering. That gives us that inconsistency of whether or not what are we gonna do moving on? But Koundé, if you go after Koundé for sure, and bringing him in for 42 million is a buy. It's a steal. We're getting something worth.
Hey, listen, Koundé for 42 million is a deal I want to see done, because it just puts Sevilla, back in their place for trying to, to push their luck with Chelsea, and it didn't pan out for them too well. So I want to see that happen for that price. I don't want to see us being made to pay the release clause. Nick Blue, you wanted to jump in on this?
Yeah, just to mention about Asprey. Yeah, like you said, Chelsea know what they're doing with him. He's not that sort of person to, go behind Chelsea's back. That's for sure. And I think the journalists can't make anything out of it because there's nothing to make. He simply ain't that sort of person. And whatever happens, he deserves whatever he wants. I like to see him stay on and have him in that dressing room still. And if they give him another year, but it depends if he wants it. He wants 2, I think, don't he? So, but I'll be very happy if he stays. He's one of our legends. It'd be sad to see him go, but he'd be remembered for sure. Yeah, great player.
All right. When did we pick RD?
He picked himself.
Yeah, no, I don't remember picking him. Seriously, RD.
Can I add something about Koundé?
One second, Boogie. RD, I don't know when we picked you, but go ahead and put your question in the chat. I don't remember when we picked RD. Go on, Boogie.
Koundé is a player that has a lot of temper, and just for that reason, I would not like to see him at Chelsea. I'd rather have players that can control their tempers and not getting red card all the time, because we are a top team, and I don't want us to keep playing 10s against 11 in certain situation. And that's the only reason why I don't really want to see him at Chelsea.
Boogie, can I just... When's the last time he got a red card? I heard, differently. I heard it's
against Barcelona.
Like 2 seasons ago.
I was going to ask.
This season against Barcelona.
He had.
Yeah, but that's only one. It's not like he gets a red card every game. Like
he got one for France as well a few weeks before that. No.
Yeah,
the thing is with Koundé. Hold on, Boogie. The thing is with Koundé and his temperament. It's clear that he has had, or he's been pushed by Sevilla, and he is lashing out, rightly or wrongly. Actually, no, wrongly lashing out. He should not be doing that. is he trying to push for the transfer? Thus, he's behaving that way. Maybe, but the flip side to that is he can come to Chelsea and then he can get into an argument with the club, with the manager, and then will we allow him to behave in that way as a Chelsea player? So his temperament is an issue. Can it be controlled? Can it be addressed? It needs to be. Boogie, I'll let you give me the final thoughts on this particular subject, and then we'll get another question coming in. So go ahead, Boogie.
Oh, that's it. I watched that Barcelona game, and previously I think I watched it was between Sevilla and Getafe. It's not about how many red cards he got. It's just watch full game from that when Koundé is playing. He just does not let small things go. That's who he is. And I guarantee you that in EPL, with the type of striker we have around here, Vardy's and all those things, they will provoke him every second. And that's what's going to happen. End up playing game 10 against 11. And that's what we don't need that. I'd rather have like a humble defender that use their head when they go into tackles and all those things. And I just don't think Koundé, as good as he is, I don't think he's what Chelsea need at this point. And I don't think that's what Tuchel need at this point. And it will be a huge mistake bringing someone like him at Chelsea. I just don't think so. No.
All right. Imran Khan, you have been blocked. Hold on. Imran Khan, you have been blocked. Anybody who wants to be blocked, just do what he does and spam. It's a click for me. But if you want to have your account blocked, it's up to you. So go on, VJ.
No, just wanted to, just give you some numbers on that Koundé thing, right? Koundé has eight yellow and red cards combined. Okay, in the past season. This season he just has one red card and one yellow card. That's all.
That's club football.
This one is.
That's club football, correct? Or is it international included?
This is only this is only club football.
Yeah. No, because I know he had one against Barcelona and he had one for France as well this season.
France game.
So French game. Yeah. All right. A question by RD. RD says, why does Tuchel keep playing Pulisic at right wing back even after he scored against Liverpool at left wing back? It's easy to answer you, RD. We're playing him because we don't have a choice. Reece James is injured. Azpilicueta is limited in that role. And I think we've seen Pulisic play as both right and left wing back during the season. And we can expect it to happen again in the future. I know it's not something Pulisic is happy with, but necessity has deemed this to be an option for Tuchel. Anybody else wants to jump in on this? Go right ahead.
What I would like to say is it's not the first time that a player is being played out of position. And I think I had the same conversation with someone yesterday. And players should not be moaning because they're being moved out of their preferred position. You are part of a team when the team need you. And if the coach trusts you enough to ask you to play as a wing back, you go play that position. I'm pretty sure Tuchel is not going to ask, I don't know, Silva to play as a striker because I don't think it's going to happen. But when someone like Pulisic is asked to play as a wing back, I think it's good for himself, and he can work on his defensive work and maybe get a little bit of weight or a little bit of muscles and no shying away from contacts. And those positions help you develop those side of your game. And then when you go as you have a chance to play as a winger, just score the goals. If you want to take that position and make that position yours, if you go there, you don't score the goal, and you put yourself as an average, you put an average performances. Don't be surprised when the coach is asking you to play as a wing back or to give you game time. So I just don't understand people complaining about that thing. This is modern football. You just have to take one for the team and move on with it.
There's two interviews which came out at the time, wasn't there? There was one by him and one by Callum. What Callum was saying is he said, "You know what? I've been played as a wing back as well, but it's improved my game as a left winger because it's made him more defensively aware." I know back in the day of the Dutch Total Football and Ajax's academy, what they used to do, they used to get players of all different positions to play. Like they used to get a striker to play as a defender or as a fullback or whatever. And the reason is to appreciate all the different positions on the field. So when in my long career at my low level, I've played in different positions, and for me, it was an education because what it did, I knew when I played as a centre back, I knew the things I hated a striker to do. So if I played as a striker, I'll do those things that I hated when I was a centre back. Those are the runs in behind or whatever. So when you're playing different positions, you get to appreciate all the different aspects of the game. But that's what Boogeyman said is, and you too, Mo. What you said is obviously we were in a crisis, so he had to, he had to fit in those positions because we didn't have any right-sided players who could play that wing-back role since the Reece James injury, and obviously Chalobah was injured as well. So he's had to fill in that, and he's versatile. He can play right or left. And when he has played left this season, he hasn't really done it on a consistent level because he had a run of games on the left, and I just feel that if he wants to make that position his own, he needs to step up and give us more of those performances that we saw when he came on, remember, against Liverpool, when he was devastating in that game, and probably towards the tail end of the season after lockdown, under Frank Lampard, when he was very consistent in that role. So he's got to make himself undroppable for that position. So, at the moment, Tuchel's still searching for his best formation, and nobody's really grabbed it as yet. So that's what they need to do once they're given that position. If he was not, giving us goals and assists, then Tuchel will keep him in that position. But if we're brutally honest, then he hasn't been giving us those numbers to tell us, look, this is my position, and you can't take me away from that particular position.
And the difference is Callum. You'll see when Callum doesn't perform one match, he will take that, and the next match he will shock us and do something better, and do something that is just wowing us. Like the assist that he gave to Ziyech, that wasn't just regular. That was something that we wanted him to do, and he listened to what Mo said to his associates. He said, "Attack, be the old Callum that we want," and he did that. He listened to us, and he used that, and he played well. Pulisic, on the other hand, we don't see a consistency from him, and he rarely is the Pulisic that we saw when he was wearing 22. I'm tired of the Pulisic with the 10. He doesn't deserve the 10 shirt. I don't know why he has it. I don't know what he's doing with it. But if he's not happy playing on the right, then you have to do something to be able to play on the left. And right now, I think Callum is doing a better job playing on the left than Pulisic was doing. He scored one goal for us in Liverpool's match, where he could have scored 2 goals. And I'm not pleased with his performance. I think I'm going to reiterate what I said before. If he's not happy and he wants to go, be my guest. I think that's why we should have brought in Dembele, so he can compete with Pulisic. And if Pulisic can't compete with Dembele, let him go. Bye-bye, arrivederci. That's all I have to say about that. But I feel like Callum is holding that position to himself now. He has it to lose.
All right, now we've got a question from Julius. I have a feeling he's already written that question. He cut and pasted it straight away as he was selected. Julius, big up to you. Great question. I think VJ is going to be the one that probably will kick us off on this question. Julius is saying, why does Manchester City have better revenue than Chelsea? Are we not as big as we think we are? Shouldn't we question the finance side? Not accepting they are cheats or bigger stadiums as an answer. Not accepting that they are cheats or have a bigger stadium as an answer. Big question. That's like 4 questions all in one. Yeah, he's taking the mic here, Julius. VJ, start us off, man. Start us off on this.
Sure. So the thing is, when I was looking at the finances for Manchester City as well, right? Because I was looking at something which was kind of shocking for me as well when they had some issues with their sponsors. Right, they still have that issue, and there is there is a bit of investigations that is going on in the background. But without getting into those specifics right now. If you look at Manchester City in terms of their revenue, they reported that they have obtained the highest revenue in comparison to even United in the pandemic year, which in essence tells you that they or their particular board was not actually impacted by the pandemic. The reason why I say the board was not impacted was because their parent company's business was not impacted by the pandemic as much as what the other clubs have. Yes, of course, in terms of the footballing revenue, it would have dropped, and I agree to that. But I think they were able to compensate it better with respect to how they run their parent company, which did not get impacted of it. That's why we see that their revenue when we look at the financial statements of both these clubs, both of them have reported a bit of loss. But then if you look at their group's finances, when I say the group's finances, it's inclusive of their parent company, right? It's not just that particular subsidiary. When you look at their group's revenue, that has reported a bit of profit, and that's where I think their parent company was able to generate a bit of revenue, which our parent company were actually not able to, and that's why you could feel that they are better in terms of the financial side of things. And of course, from the footballing side, we all know
Vijay. Let's dumb it down. Let's dumb it down a little bit. Is Manchester City able to generate more money than Chelsea, or is Manchester City able to inject more money from the owners than Chelsea?
I'm going to go for this latter option in the last couple of years.
Right. Okay. So they are not a bigger club than us. They are just better funded than us, right?
They are better funded, and as of now, due to maybe Pep and their system, they're better run than us.
As a team, not as an organization.
As a board.
As an organization.
As a board, in the way that they make their signings and they move in the market and stuff like that. They are better run than us.
Okay, all right. Anybody else wants to jump in on this?
We are better sellers than they are, but they are better buyers than us, and I think that's important because
good point.
Yeah. If you look, apart from obviously Jack Grealish, they spent 100 million, but if you look at most of the players they buy, they're around about the 40 million mark. Remember, they picked up Bernardo Silva around about the 40 million mark, and I think there's only a couple of defenders. One, Laporte, was 58 million, I think. And but now what you're seeing as well, Gabriel Jesus, they picked up from Brazil for under 20 million. They are getting a new striker. I can't remember where he's from. Is he Argentinian? I can't remember. He's from the South American League anyway. And
Argentinian guy.
I think he's Argentinian, but from Flamengo or something.
No, Boca Juniors. Boca Juniors.
Yeah.
Boca Juniors.
Yeah, and they picked him up for about 18 million. And apparently, he was the player of the year in the Copa America. He was one of the best players. And, he can come out and be a success. So they are looking at that market, and they're getting sensible buys. We don't see a lot of drink waters at Tottenham, do we? I mean, not Tottenham, at Man City. We don't see a lot of the drink waters sell. But most of their buys are sensible buys. And also another thing we've got to look at with the finances with them is that the wages, they're quite clever in the way that they do their wages. So their basic wages are a lot lower, but they have higher bonuses, achievable bonuses, which isn't calculated when it comes to the wages and things. So that's why when they look at the wage bill is not as high as ours or Liverpool's or Man City's or something, because it's a smaller wage with bonuses. I think the bonuses, as I said, they're calculated in a different way. They're not a bigger club than us, financially. Even marketing, they're not a bigger club than us. I've gone to different countries throughout the world, and I hardly see anybody wear Man City. It may have changed now, but I travel a lot. I see a lot of Chelsea shirts. I see a lot of Real Madrid shirts, Man United shirts, Barcelona shirts. You hardly see any Man City shirts. And Man City, they still advertise to sell their stadium out. Sometimes they're putting adverts on Twitter and in the newspaper, and they're a successful side, but they're not even the biggest side in Manchester when it comes to popularity and finances and everything else. So they're not a bigger side than us, but they are, as VJ and others said, they're better managed than us. You know, they use their money in a better way. They've looked at our model and they've made it better, basically. And the other thing, sorry, before I go to the other final thing is they've got a period. Obviously, they've got all these clubs in America, Australia, and other places which they've formed, and I call that sort of. I know Julius said no sort of say they're cheating, but it's in a way that's a clever way because they filter all that money through those clubs and they sort of push it into the Manchester City basket really, and those clubs are just a way of them, moving money around, not to keep it within the fair play limit.
Yep. Yeah. And even if they get caught out by financial fair play, they'll just pay £10 million and get out of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to address two more questions from the chat. So make sure you put your hashtag CFC in if you want to get your question in. I'll be giving you 10 seconds before I draw the next question because I am literally going to be drawing just two more questions from the chat. So if you want to be eligible for a question, hashtag CFC. Here we go. Let's have a look. If we get a repeat, we will draw again. Boogeyman. Boogie. All right, no, we'll draw again. We'll draw again. It's not fair, guys. Hashtag CFC. Let's see.
Boogeyman, why did you do it?
No, because he wasn't in the panel at the time. JJ.
Oh, I see.
JJ, put your question in the chat. JJ literally just typed CFC just now and. He got picked.
I put a question now.
You put a question?
Yeah. If you don't want to read it, that's fine. But I put a question.
All right. We'll address this question for you, Boogeyman. We'll address this question for you. The question is, another transfer window without a signing. Will you be happy if you were Tuchel? Boogeyman, what's your thoughts on this question?
If I was Tuchel, I won't be happy. But looking at the market, I still don't see who we should be getting. I mean, we know where they need where, but for some reason we were quiet on the market when it comes to those positions. So, and we always been linked with wingers, which I do not understand. But if I was Tuchel, I would not be happy because at the end of the season he will be judged. If we how many points do we have far from Manchester City? Because we came into this season to hunt City down, and that is a question we need to answer for at the end of the season. And also, I'm not sure if the top four is a guarantee for us at this time because it's not looking okay. I'm not gonna say it's not looking good, but it's not looking okay. That we're going to be in top four. So I'm not sure if I was Tuchel, I would not be happy for sure.
All right. People in the chat, do us a favor, hit that like button. JJ, put your question in the chat. We will be answering it after you put it. Guys, Boogeyman says he wouldn't be happy if he was Tuchel, and his question is, do you think this has been a good window? No signing this window. If you were in Tuchel's position, how would you be feeling?
Fine.
Me personally, I don't think Tuchel has a big issue in regards to this transfer window. I think he has an issue in respect to the scheduling, the injuries and whatnot. If I was in Tuchel's position, having a zero player in transfer window, a zero player out transfer window wouldn't really be my biggest concern right now. My biggest concern right now would be the competitions that I'm in, the tournaments that I'm trying to win, and with the players that I currently have. I think Tuchel comes across to me as a person who will be looking at the summer transfer window very seriously and trying to address that in the proper manner. This transfer window, I am not too sure he would be too concerned. Ideally, he would have had a wing back come in, ideally. But I think I don't think it's too much of a concern for him. My thoughts. Let me hear from Showtime and anybody else wants to give me their thoughts on this.
If I'm Tuchel, I'm happy. Now I'm sitting there because I know in the summer, me and the board already spoke about the players that I want and what I feel like I can do with the squad that I have, and the board is happy. You can tell that the board is happy with him if he's not feeling no pressure. He's under zero pressure at all. He's exceeded our expectations. We really didn't do it. We didn't really drop any points. We just weren't winning. But like you guys say, a draw is still a loss. But he's not. It's not like we're taking consecutive, like we're losing badly, like the other team in London, Arsenal or whatever you want to call them, the small club over there. I just had to throw that in there, by the way. But if I'm Tuchel, I'm happy because I know Marina is going to give me what I want in the summer. He knows that right now there's no market for a wingback or winger. Like right now, there's no market for them. Who do you guys want him to bring in as a wingback to fill in that void for Chilwell? That when Chilwell comes back, Chilwell will have to sit on the bench, and we signed him to make 100 something a week, you know. And we brought in Kennedy. It's not like we didn't bring in nobody. We brought in Kennedy. He hasn't gotten a chance to play yet. We have the squad. We're competing still. We're in every cup. We're still battling. We're still fighting. Tuchel should be happy. I agree with you on the scheduling. That is one thing, and that I will have a problem with if I'm Tuchel. But the signings, I don't have a problem with. We brought in Kennedy. He's going to help us fill in the void in the meantime. And if he's not happy with Kennedy, he's going back out alone. You know how we operate. You know, Saul Nunez will not be here next season. We know that for sure as well. So Tuchel should be happy. He's comfortable. He's happy with the players he has. The only thing I know that he will have a problem with is getting Rudiger not to sign that contract because that is one player he needs to stay. Rudiger. That is the only thing we have to worry about. He will be angry with that, and I would as well. But as of right now, if I'm Tuchel, I'm happy. Thank you.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think he'll be angry because there's nothing that he can do. There's nothing Rudiger can do. It's a club decision based on what the agent has requested, what they're able to give. I think if the club doesn't do what's right by Tuchel in respect to keeping Rudiger and keeping other players that he may want to keep, the anger wouldn't be directed anywhere apart from to the board. And I think we will be seeing a lot of movement next transfer window. We'll be seeing a lot of movement, both in and out.
Players to come in, we should be enthusiastic and be ready for players to go out. We should not just be screaming, bring players in without screaming, bring players out first.
Replacements. We need. No. I totally agree. We need to build this team for Tuchel. So there are players in the team that don't play well for Tuchel under his system, under his tactics. So get those guys out and bring the guys that Tuchel needs in, because saying let's back Tuchel, saying let's support Tuchel. It's not just about saying it and putting it as as banners and whatnot. Let's actually do it physically. Let's get the players that he wants in, and get the players that he doesn't want out, regardless of who they are. All right, let's look at the next question, and it kind of relates to this, and it's from JJ. I think we've lost Bobby. Maybe his phone overheated. JJ Bridge. Looking at all the other teams around us signing players, including Liverpool and Man City and Tottenham, are we still 100% confident of top 4? Who wants to go first?
Can I go first? Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm very confident we're going to finish in the top 4, the very least. You know, there's no problem there, I don't think. We're going to have a Chilwell back later, and we're going to have James, hopefully not too long now. So
I don't think Chilwell. Yeah. I don't think Chilwell will feature this season, Nick.
Oh yeah, sorry, Chilwell. Yeah,
James
right
will.
there.
James will. Yeah.
Yeah, James. At least we're going to have James back, and yeah. The other thing is, about the other. I said about Tuchel being happy and not unhappy. I don't think he's, very happy, but he still has a squad. So the injuries have come back, so he's not that bad. But they could have done better in this January's window with a left back, like you said. We should have gone and got someone to cover for Chilwell. But that's the only thing I think he'd be unhappy with. But everything else, I don't think. And I think we will finish above Tottenham, Arsenal, even Man United. I think we got the squad still, and we have the players. I can't see us not finishing top 4. I'll be shocked if we.
Nick, we're having audio issues on your end. I can't hear you too clearly.
Shoot myself.
Okay, I'm having audio problems. Let me hear from Max. Yeah. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, as I said, had we lost to Tottenham the other day, then I would have been worried about top 4. But I think, I know other teams have got games in hand, but I think the teams behind us, I can't see them going on a winning run where they can challenge us for top 4. Remember, there's 2 spots because we're in 3rd, so we'll have to. There's 2 spots at play here, and it's going to be out of Manchester United, Manchester United, Tottenham, and Arsenal. Can I see those going on a sustained run and us going on a bad run of form? No, I think we're getting our injured players back. Reece James coming back is going to be like a new signing for us anyway on that side. Malang Sarr has proved that he can play that left side, and if we are, and what Tuchel's done, he's kind of adapted the system where we play 4 at the back sometimes when we do play Malang Sarr, so that we have got answers within the squad and within the way that we play that can address these issues. I would have liked to have got, I know this may not be popular, but somebody like a Kieran Trippier would have been good for me because he can play the right side and the left side. But whether he would have been wanted, because he'll know that he's 31, is he going to get all the minutes? But he probably would do with rotation and everything else. But somebody like him with a bit of experience, and he's got some leadership qualities as well. So I think somebody like him may have helped us along the way, not only for this season, but for the next 2 or 3 seasons when these younger players are coming through.
All right, lads in the chat, last question coming up. So hashtag CFC in the chat. We'll be answering one more question. Does anybody else want to jump on this?
Oh yeah, I'd like to add something. Against Tottenham game, I'm not too sure if this season we tend to just battle Tottenham. Tottenham, for some reason, every time we play them, the game before the last game was not as great, but the first one and this one, we kind of dominate, and they did not have an answer for us. But my issue with anybody saying, don't worry too much about top 4, I think we'll get it, is our performances. If I pick the last 5 performances, let me take the Liverpool out of it, so the last 4 performance game we had, our performances were not good at all. The first half was dreadful, terrible, and we just managed to go through it. And we tied a few, I think, against Brighton. The one we won. Did you win any? No, it's just against Tottenham that we won. All the others were just one of those games, not good at all. So based on those performances, I don't think we are anywhere guaranteed the top four. I think, if anything, uh, Chelsea may drop out of that top four. That's my feelings. Because if something does not change, we can have Reece James back, but Reece James alone, when Chilwell was injured, Reece James alone did not solve the issue. We have a serious issue of scoring goals, and that's the problem. The first half we don't score goal, and then our midfield cannot run the show for 90 minutes. If they run it for 60 minutes or 55 minutes. After that, if we don't score goal, then we just kind of stuck, and that's our story for this season. So I just think that will be the story for the next few games till the end of the season. We'll be good in cups because for some reason Tuchel knows how to tactically play the cups games, but when it comes to EPL, no. So I don't think we guarantee top. That's all I want to add.
Nonsense. Nonsense.
if I just add something to it,
I'll mute myself. I can listen to Max a little.
No worries. That's a different perspective, of course. A bit of pessimistic view to it, but it's all right. I mean, it's good to be, thinking from that angle as well. I respect that. I just wanted to quickly say something with respect to this particular point. Is that I think a lot depends on how our squad comes back after the Club World Cup, how tired our squad comes back, or whatever the injuries that we're picking up after the Club World Cup. I think that a lot depends on that. And apart from that, of course, I agree to Boogeyman. Top four is not guaranteed. Not guaranteed for any team, actually. Even Liverpool can drop out with their remaining games. So 2 points. One is how the club team how our team comes after the Club World Cup. The second thing is just because the other teams have games in hand, it doesn't mean they're going to win all of it. Because if every team can win all of it, then there's no contest there. So probably they're going to lose points there. So it's not that just because Tottenham have 4 games in hand, it doesn't mean that they are in a better position now. They still have to win that. So those are my both points, and that's the reason why I think I'll say that I'm confident that we'll finish in the top 4. Again, I'm not guaranteeing it.
I'm confident as well we'll finish in the top 4. I mean, the way our schedule is when we come back is just how consistent we can win or not lose matches. That's what we have to focus on. It's not looking back and looking at the table and who's below us or who's behind us. It's more so how can we stay on top and not look back. I mean, the likes of I don't even think Liverpool will finish on top of us. I think we'll finish second on the table and they'll finish after us. That's just how it goes. I think Tuchel's already has that mindset of not wanting. If we're not going to be first, we're going to be either second, no third or fourth. He's the manager that is like that. Remember, he told us we're going to compete with City.
Yeah, but we're not
competing with City.
Are we competing with City right now?
Yeah, we're competing with City.
We're not even competing with Liverpool. Liverpool have 2 games in the hand and they have 1 point over us. So I don't know.
I mean, who's to say they're going to win those 2 games, though?
It doesn't matter. They 1 point over us and have 2 games in the hand.
That's it's 1 point. You acting like it's like we're like 4 or 5 points behind them. It's not. It's possible to jump them if we come back from the Club World Cup. It's possible for us to be second.
All right.
It's not guaranteed for them to win matches.
I accept it. I won't
remember. It's Salah and Mane FC. Without Salah and Mane, who's Liverpool?
Yeah, but Salah and Mane are coming back, right?
Yeah, but who's to say that them being away is not going to have a lingering effect on them? You don't know what they picked up in AFCON.
All right.
Mo, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
I was just saying. I think we're gonna finish top 4. Well, I like Sportswire said. Sportswire. What was it?
VJ.
Not VJ. Not VJ. The other guy. Sorry.
Showtime.
Showtime. Sorry. Yeah, I agree with you. Showtime. We should finish second, above of Liverpool, because if you look now, Mo's going to have a look at the games and that. We got a pretty easy run, really. We have only Man United, which is a hard game. The rest we should win
and
by
Arsenal.
right.
What?
And Arsenal is not.
What do we define?
Arsenal is not a big team anymore.
What do we define by easy game? Chelsea are not winning against a.
Well, I'm just saying
anyway.
we got a
We were not
pretty
winning.
easy run. Boogie, we have
Yeah, but-
Newcastle, Burnley, all these teams coming up.
Have we win
No,
the
which-
last game we play against Burnley? No.
That's
So
the last
there's no
game,
easy run. That's not easy run when it
I
comes
know
to
it's not
Chelsea.
easy, but by rights, we should be winning. I still think we're finishing second above Liverpool. As long as, they keep VR out of Anfield Stadium.
Listen, it's
Wow.
good.
That really is easy fixtures. We have against 17th, 18th, 19th, 14th, 16th, everyone. Oh my goodness. That really is an easy run,
Two
actually.
matches that's going to give us competition is West Ham and say, okay, Liverpool and probably that small club in Arsenal. That's it. We are supposed to be
Football's
favorites.
played on the pitch.
Yeah, football's played on the pitch, but we're favorites in all these matches.
Yeah, but we've
except for
seen
Ma-
what happened on the pitch.
Don't forget.
We were
Don't forget. We
favourites
have
against
Champions
Burnley,
League
we're favourites
football.
against Wolves.
We've got Champions League football. Again, that's going to be involved in these games. Hopefully,
And
we'll
there are
continue.
COVID.
And hopefully we'll continue to progress in the Champions League. So
and that's why
nothing's
Tuchel-
easy. Hold on. Nothing is easy. But it's not too difficult. It's not too difficult if we play well. The fixture list ahead of us. I mean, Everton, Manchester United, in regards to league fixtures, that are a little bit iffy. Man City and Liverpool still have a game that they have to play against each other. So points could be dropped from either party. Top four is realistic for us. I personally would want to see us finish second or third rather than have our target being top four. I want to finish second or third. It means something. I mean, in regards to the money, not a major difference, but in regards to our stepping stone for that title, I think finishing second or finishing third is much better for me than finishing fourth. I think we will be challenging next season. I think we will be making a lot of adjustments next season. I think Tuchel would be demanding a good window next summer. I think we will not sign anybody this window. That being said, I may be doing a stream tomorrow night, transfer deadline day stream. I did it last time around. We signed Saul Niguez. Yeah, we signed Saul Niguez
from Burnley or someone like that, maybe.
I have no idea. So depending on what the news is tomorrow, I may be doing a stream. I may not be doing a stream because I don't want to be doing a stream and then we're just sitting here the whole night and then nothing happens. Yeah. So
the other thing is, remember that even if they sign, it's not even announced on time. It's more like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and then we're still waiting till the next day to confirm it. That's crazy, isn't it? No.
It will be confirmed in the evening. It will be confirmed because they have to confirm it before 1 p.m. Because all the paper, you see, the way it works is everything has to be done before 12. In regards to the confirmation, and then I think they have an hour to hand in the final bits of paperwork. So up until 1 p.m. something like that. And
is it the same for
1 a.m.
winter and summer?
1 a.m. 1 a.m. Sorry, yeah, 1 a.m. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, but
same.
then remember that when we were here waiting for Saul Niguez, we saw the Twitter from someone says Saul Niguez is doing his medical or is scheduled to do something, and we all ask, is he signing? And then we hear there's a fax that was sent. Everything was just catastrophic. It was the next day that we can confirm that Chelsea signed Saul Niguez. It wasn't that night.
Do you know? It was that night. It was that night.
It was that night, and we had issues with the paperwork coming in.
Can you imagine if tomorrow night we'll be sitting here doing the stream, and at 12 a.m. tomorrow we will be hearing that Saúl Ñíguez will be sent back to Atletico Madrid pending pending paperwork to be finalized by 1 a.m. Can you believe that? That would be a night.
I think
That would
Saul
be a
still be
night.
here. There's too much
He'll
money
be
for
here.
him to get.
All I have to say is, Marina, if you're watching this, please don't rush. We don't need anybody else right now. Wait till the summer and spend your big bucks, Marina.
No. If Marina is watching this, then this is what I want to say to her. What have you been doing? A left wing back, one left wing back. Do you know how many left wing backs were transferred this month? I mean, I think 6. A lot of good left wing backs have been transferred.
They're not Chelsea-esque though. They're not Chelsea material.
And the other thing I'd like to add is,
we could have done something. We could have had one on a loan or something.
What Mark say about Manchester City going to South America doing business as picking up good quality player. If you want player that can play different positions, go to those countries, those young South American ones that play the league and they have won some cups there, or they have some experience that we should our scouts should be going that way also to get Tuchel some player with a lot of ability and a lot of technicality that can also follow some sort of system that can play in the system. So, and it comes cheap also, 8 million, 12 million, and then with all the money issue Chelsea is having, I think it will be the perfect way of having good quality player like Manchester City is doing. And that would be my message to Marina.
Yeah, this is the last question. I saw Victor enter many a time, but he was never selected. So I selected him myself to submit a question, and this is his question: do we really need Dembele? And how many players has Chelsea signed so far? Because the transfer window is fast closing. Please, 0 players for the first squad. We've signed a left back. We've signed a left back for the development squad, but we haven't signed anybody for the senior team.
We recalled the Brazilian.
Yeah, Kennedy. We recalled Kennedy. We tried to sign one of our players, but unfortunately, we weren't able to raise enough money to bring him back from. So we had that going.
We tried to sign one of our players, but
we couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford it.
Broke, man. That's crazy.
Last I heard, we offered them 4.5 million, and they wouldn't give it back to us. So yeah.
And he wanted
to. Do we really need Dembele? No, we don't. We don't.
You know what?
Guys,
I'll say yes.
Go on. You say yes?
No, if it was a Dembele from the Dortmund days, who can get Tuchel can get the best out of, and if he can stay fit, then I do think he's better than all our wingers. Because you know what I like about him? He's naturally two-footed, so he's hard to defend against because he can go one way or the other way, and his shooting ability with the left and his right foot is good. So I think that a informed Dembele would improve us on those wing positions. Can I just quickly answer one question as well by RD when he said Goosen was the biggest miss? Goosen is injured, and a lot of people don't realise that he's still injured. Juventus bought him, I think, and he's still got a couple of months because he had a knee injury or something. So that wouldn't have addressed our problem because he would have not been able to hit the ground running. You still need to recuperate from that injury.
Is Goosen German?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was playing for the Atalanta. Yeah. Okay, good. That's
the one. Yeah.
Isn't it? We were linked with them. He got that injury.
Had he been fit?
We were already linked.
We were linked with him last season. Yeah.
Okay, good. So
yeah, we were last season. Yeah.
Another Bakayoko. I don't want us to buy an injured player, man. They used to be good. As soon as they get that injuries, we got problem. Man.
I think it'll be like another Chiesa situation where we wanted Chiesa and then the ACL thing came up. So that's out of the equation now.
Yep. We don't need Dembele when it comes to me. No and no and no.
And I just looked at Dembele's injury record as well. He's basically had every type of injury in the last 3 years. He's had the Barcelona time, right? He has a knee injury, he had an ankle injury, he had a hamstring injury, which is like prolonged so much for so many times, basically a regular occurrence of hamstring injury. That's what I meant to say. He had a muscle injury, he had a muscle
hamstring
tear.
and knee. Yeah.
Can I say something though? Yeah, go.
Yeah, go on.
If someone is under 24 years old, had an injuries, and cannot come back easily, isn't it that person also his own life? He's not taking good care of his own body. Like, I'm just wondering. Yeah, you get injured.
Not necessarily, Boogie. Not necessarily. I'll give you an example. Wilbur Loftus-Cheek. As he was growing, as he was developing, he actually grew quite fast. He grew taller quite fast, and he had issues with his joints and his back that were not related to the sport. It was related to his physicality and his growth. So sometimes players could have issues in their knees, in their back, in different parts of their body that just relates to their physicality and the nature of their size. So regardless of how they play and where they play, they're going to get injured because these areas of their body are genetically weak. So you'll see Ruben gets a lot of knee injuries, a lot of back injuries, and it's because that area of his body is just weaker than other players. Players that are injured, especially when they are young, you can expect them to get injured a lot more when they get older and their body becomes a little bit more fragile. Go on.
I hear you, Mo, but the thing is, with Dembele, we also had multiple reports that stated that he was actually not taking care of his body as much as the Barcelona medical team wanted him to. Right, this is not the first time that is being reported across. He did not have a proper diet control. He had this fast food issues. Like, he used to have a lot of fast food that the Barcelona team did not want him to. So it's not with this particular situation, at least the Dembele case, I think it's more of the player not taking care of his physique properly. Recently, he's appointed his own medical team, or you could say a dietitian or someone like that, right? He's got his own people doing that for him, but that's very recent. Before that, he used to just let it slide sort of a mentality. That's probably what Boogeyman is also going towards. I think I would also agree to the fact that Dembele could have done a better job at that. But this is purely from the reports. I'm not someone from the medical team of Barcelona. I don't have enough, pure facts to actually say that, this is the reason why he's got so many injuries.
Good question, Vijay. Is the recurrent injuries on the same leg? Is it on both legs, or is it just on one consistent leg? Because if it's one consistent, I'll let you answer that first.
I don't. So this is what I'll say, right? I don't think so. I have that much of details in the internet, first of all, to get that specifics. But all I can see is same injuries repeating, not at the same time, but regular intervals, which is not a good sign.
My thing would be like it's like a recurrent issue because he's stretching out that injured leg, I guess. So when you have a knee problem, your hamstrings will go out because you're stressing out your leg too much. It's like certain things aggravate certain injuries, So I don't really think it's as deep as we're making it seem, because injuries occur to players frequently when you're not fully healed. So if the medical team in Barcelona are rushing him back, I won't say they are because I don't know, but those injuries will occur because he's not fully healed. He's not 100%. He's probably coming back with money or whatever the situation may be. So right now for us, if you want Dembele in, I will bring Dembele in if he's going to give competition to the likes of Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, those type of people. Other than that, it's what Tuchel wants, like everybody has been saying. If he wants him, bring him in.
Yeah, absolutely. See, the first thing is we talk as fans based on speculations, right? We don't have the proper facts to even back whatever we're saying, right? Because all of that is available in the internet, and we get those data and we talk with the data that is being available to us. So it's completely based on speculations, and that's why I allude to the point that you're talking about. If Tuchel wants, I think it's not just about Tuchel wanting, it's about the medical team also checking his fitness level and also having his entire medical history before making that sort of a decision. So if Chelsea medical team approves it, then I don't have a problem with it. Like it probably means that he's in a better shape than we are actually talking about here.
And then like when you were referring to I don't know why this just came to my head, but when you referred to Jorginho and Juventus being linked together, okay, then that means that Conte is going to go back into the Jorginho role, and then we're going to have Ruben Loftus-Cheek stay and have that role, him and Kovačić using that role to attack forward. I mean, so those type of things that's coming up in the news is just better for us, because players like that, like Jorginho, that the fans are tired of, he can go about his business, and then we can bring back Conte and slowly use Conte less as we're using him now to go forward. You know,
short time. This is actually a question that I was expecting to get in the chat. I didn't get it in the chat, so I'm going to ask it to you guys. And this will be the last question. Once we address this question, we're going to call it a night because I'm knackered. Agendas aside, lads. Agendas aside. Do we think that Jorginho, and I'm going to go across the board on this. I want to get everyone to give me their response to this. So don't interrupt. After we get the response of everyone, we'll give it a few minutes where we can have a little bit of a debate. Do we think that Jorginho will be staying next season? Yes or no, and why you've come to that conclusion? And also your personal preference. So firstly, do you think he is, and this is based on what you know, what you've heard, what you've seen, and then your personal preference in respect to him, whether we should keep him or lose him. I'm going to start with Nick, and I will work our way across the board. So Nick, give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah, for me, Jorginho has to stay. You know, especially now, Kanté, he's going to get played a lot less and less as every game goes by. I think he's a great player. People underrate him too much. A lot of the fan base, our fan base especially, they underrate him a lot. But he's a great player. I don't think he'll be going anywhere. I hope not. I don't know what else to say about him, because he's one of our best players. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Podfather, are you there? All right. Maybe Podfather is away from his mic. Showtime.
First question: if Jorginho is going to stay, he's going to go. I think we're going to cash in on Jorginho. We need to, actually. I think it's about time. I think if we want to keep Conte and prolong Conte's career at the club, I think we'll push Conte back to his original position before Sarri came in and moved him to more of an attacking midfielder. I think he'll go back to his position, which he's best at. And should he go? Yeah, I mean, the money's out there. His value, we got him for 57. We can sell him for about like sell him for about like 62, 63, 66 million. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, cash in on him, Marina. If you listen to Marina, cash in on him. And
you're hoping Marina's watching my streams, man. You're hoping Marina's watching my streams.
I don't think Marina's stupid enough, Showtime.
You said what?
What did you say?
I said I don't think Marina is that silly enough to let Jorginho go.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
okay, all right.
I beg to differ. I think she's a monster. Remember, she's fighting.
Don't forget, it's not up to Marina. It's up to Tuchel and his assistant and Abramovic.
If the money is good, remember you guys scream that she's financially smart.
Yeah,
she does the finance.
How's scream that all the time, play every single game?
Nobody say she's financially smart.
Just 1 second. 1 second, Nick. No, you can't, because I think if you remember, I said I'm going to give everybody a chance to address this question without them being interrupted. So let Showtime continue, and then after we go through the panel, we will open it up for discussion. So Showtime, carry on, my man.
I mean, a lot. I've heard a lot of panelists scream. Marina does the finances. She runs the finances of the club. Okay, she's not financially smart, some would say. But in my eyes, if an offer comes in for Jorginho for 62 million or 66 million, who is not going to look at it and think twice? Okay, we can let him go because we have Kova, we have Conte, we have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, we have Gilmore, we have Gallagher. The list goes on. You know, we don't need Jorginho. It's not like he only scores penalties for us. We have other penalty takers. You know, so I mean, yeah, I'll let him go. I trust Marina's the decision on that.
You have to. You can't say a sentence without concluding it with "I trust Marina."
She's watching. Look at the IV.
She ain't watching. She ain't watching. She ain't watching.
You'll see.
She ain't watching. We'll see. Hopefully. All right, Max Burton. Let me hear your thoughts on this.
A couple of things we got to bear in mind with this. Jorginho next season would be in his last year of his contract, okay?
Yes,
so we don't want to get into a situation like we've got with Rudiger and Azpilicueta. He's been twerking Italy, or his agent has been, for a couple of seasons now.
Yep.
And I think he wants to go. It's not whether we want to go. I think he actually wants to end his career in Italy. If Juventus's interest is real, then I know that, didn't they just buy that Sakiri guy from in Germany, and it's whoever his name is, Sakira. But if they do want him next season, if they're gonna revamp their midfield next season, then I think he's gonna go. The club will, if this season, he's especially if we win a couple of other tournaments, his stock's still going to be high, and this is the best time we've got to cash in on him to still get around about 50 million for him, And so I think the club will probably want to go down a different avenue, especially if they're going to be bringing in someone like a Tchouaméni or a Rice or someone else. Then I think that is to replace Jorginho. I haven't got an issue with Jorginho. I know some people have got an issue with Jorginho. The main thing with Jorginho is sometimes he does slow down the game a bit too much, in my opinion. So if he stays or if he goes, it doesn't bother me. I won't be too unhappy if he stays, or if he does go, it's not going to bother me too much.
All right, fair enough. I'll leave Boogeyman to the end. Let me hear from VJ.
For me, I know the Chelsea fan base is pretty much divided when it comes to the Jorginho issue. But the way that I see is that he is sort of an integral player for the squad. A lot of our fan base, in particular, fail to realize the kind of importance that he brings to the squad. Maybe we don't understand his game and we jump to conclusions because of it. That's what I think with respect to Jorginho. So if you ask me, would I want him to stay in the club? Yeah. But do you ask me if you ask me if would it be practically feasible for him to stay in the club or leave in this summer? I think leaving in the summer would be a better option because Chelsea at least can recuperate a bit of money there. And his wage bill is not as high as Kante, because with Kante I don't see him going anywhere. But with Jorginho at least, that is a good option. So if at all we are making a change, trade this time, I think this would be the best time to do it, the summer one. And he as a player as well would like to go back to Italy and play, for a few more years there in his own country. So I could potentially, envision this happening in the 2022 summer transfer window. But I still like him as a player. I still like him as what he's contributed to the squad and everything. And at some point, I also think he's not physical enough to be a lone DM for us, or maybe play that sort of even if he's a good registrar, I don't think so. He is physical enough to play in the Premier League, and that sometimes becomes his own, outdoing. So, I kind of have a mixed opinion about it.
I have mixed opinions about Jorginho, but saying that he's not physical enough to play in the Premier League, he's been here for a while, man. He's been here for a while, and he has been a big part of the team. So maybe initially we had doubts about his ability, but I think he has proven that he is a very, very important player for Chelsea, absolutely. and has been for a couple of seasons now. Whether or
That's
not,
don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Let me finish, Vijay. Yeah, whether or not he is playing the type of football that we want to see, whether it's attractive, whether it's direct enough, whether every player can improve in certain areas. But I do believe Jorginho has been doing a good job for us over the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. First of all, I respect the kind of contribution that he's done for Chelsea Football Club. Nothing to take that away from him. I just feel that see, I'm going to stay back to that particular statement where I said, he's not physical enough for the Premier League. But I also think he compensates that with the other things that he brings into the game. So yeah, he's got another aspect to his game that probably is better. And that kind of blindsides the fact that he's not physical enough. That's why he's probably one of the best players in the world right now. Though you and me might not agree. Ballon d'Or and all these awards actually tells that Jorginho is one of those players who's in the top level. So you have to put that respect on him, of course.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the biggest contribution that he has had to the team is the tempo, controlling the tempo of a lot of the matches. When Jorginho is in the starting lineup, we normally have a strong posture in dominating the midfield. When he's missing, we have hiccups. When it's Kante Kova, we have hiccups. When it's Kante Jorginho, it's a little bit more controlled. When it's Jorginho Kova, it's a bit more control. So he adds a lot when it comes to controlling the midfield. But again, staying or going, it's going to be an interesting one. And I take Max Burton's point about the his agent flirting with the move for a couple of seasons. So he may actually want to go. Especially with his contract running out. By the end of next summer, it could be quite interesting. Boogie, what's your thoughts on this situation?
Anybody, listen, if Jorginho wants to go, then there's nothing we can do or say because he's a top and exceptional players. And I'm pretty sure if Chelsea want to make money out of Jorginho, they will make at least the 60 or the 55, at least in that zone. Because there will be a lot of teams that will be interested in him. But do Chelsea is in a situation where we can afford to let Jorginho go? I say no. Football has changed in front of us. Everybody wants to play from the back. It's no more the old football where the goalkeeper has to kick the ball or the centre back has to launch the ball to the attacker in front. Everybody wants to play from the back. Arsenal are trying, West Ham are trying, all those team, Manchester City with Rodri, Liverpool with Fambino. That's all they try, and we have Jorginho. So if you don't see Jorginho quality, then you'll be blind for the last 5 years where the system has changed. So for me, it's simple. Chelsea has to do everything to keep Jorginho in this team. Because like you said, if he's not there, we don't control the midfielder. We waste a lot of energy chasing the ball, fighting. But when Jorginho is there, we have more control, the tempo. We know when to speed up the game. We know when to slow down the game. We do all those things really in a controlled manner. I mean, is they effective? We should try to ask Tuchel why last season it was good because we end up winning the Champions League, but we're not scoring goals. But this season it's not as good as last season. So, but Jorginho for me, he has to stay. And those three midfielders we have, Kante, Jorginho, Kovačić, we should never think about letting any of them go because they are still top player. If you don't believe me, ask UFA. He was the third on the Ballon d'Or list. So that's all I can say at this point.
Yeah, definitely. He is one of the the best players in our squad. He's not the best player, but he's one of the best players in our squad.
Yeah.
So we have to put respect on his name. Go on, Showtime.
Yeah, there's respect on his name for sure. But I'm definitely not letting his contract run out that he's gonna go on free. No way. If the offer comes in, I'm selling him as fast as we can because we got players like Billy Gilmore and other players that can come up and do the same thing Jorginho does. You play out the back, you pass left, you pass right, you go back to the keeper, you pass out, you pass left, you pass right. It's all he does. I mean, I get the game managing that he's excellent at doing, but I think anybody can do that in the midfield. I think Conte going back to that position is where Conte was best at, instead of him going forward all the time. I think that's where we save Conte more years. We give him 5, 6, 7 more years to play for the Blues. I don't think having Jorginho in the squad and running his contract out and let him go for free is the best option for us.
Short time, you're underestimating. Hold on. I'll let you say something, Max. Short time, you're underestimating the value of Jorginho. You're definitely underestimating it.
No, I understand the value. I'm telling you, I understand the value. That's
No. Listen. I'm not talking about financial value. I'm talking about the value that he adds to the team. You're comparing Jorginho with Gilmore. That is a comparison that can't happen right at this point in time. Gilmore is a good player. He is a player who can become a fantastic asset for Chelsea. But you can't compare Gilmore to Jorginho. Come on.
But I'm saying when Gilmore was playing for us, he was doing the same thing. Jorginho was doing.
He wasn't.
Managing the game, passing forward, left and right.
No. Listen. You are talking about a player who plays well under a certain system, under a certain what's the word here? Certain conditions. He's able to play when he has good players around him. He can perform. Gilmore at Norwich is not the same Gilmore at Chelsea because of the players he has around him. Jorginho, he is the player that other players need to have around them. Okay, rather than Gilmore needing to have good players around him, Jorginho is the good player that players need to have around them. Okay, so you can't compare Gilmore and Jorginho. You can tell me that Gilmore has a lot of potential. He can be one of the best players, one of the best midfielders that Chelsea has had come through the academy. And I will say to you, yeah, probably. But right now, if I was to choose who do I want to start my game, Gilmore or Jorginho, Jorginho wins every time. I'll give you a chance to respond, but let me hear from Max.
Yeah, what I was saying, guys, is like we need to be realistic as well and look at because I know Boogeyman was saying we can't afford to let any of the midfield free go because they're integral to the way we play. But if we look at it from the other side as well, is how close have we got to winning the league or competing for the league with those three in midfield? And when you had Monster on the show the other day, which he did make a good point, is the midfield area is a problem for us because we do not create enough for our strikers. You know, we're not giving them the balls, the assists for them to get these goals. So something has to change in the middle of the park, I think, if we want to be competing.
Definitely, we definitely need to upgrade the midfield. Definitely. I'm going to give Showtime an opportunity to come in, but I just want you to understand something, Showtime. I'm not saying Jorginho is the best thing since sliced bread. Don't get me wrong. Jorginho has a lot to improve, but when we're comparing him with Gilmore, no. I'll give you an example. One of the criticisms that I have when it comes to Jorginho is I don't think he is direct enough in his approach, and this is why I prefer Kovačić, because Kovačić look for that dangerous pass, will look for the risky pass that could create and could open up a defense. While Jorginho, he is more of a sideways passer, backwards passer. He keeps the ball. He controls the tempo rather than to create opportunities. So you need to have a player that can create opportunities. You need to have a player that can control the tempo. And that's where Jorginho comes in. I'll let you come in on this.
And that is my point. We need Jorginho to play 90 minutes for us
in every game. When we have somebody like Kovacic and Kante. Remember, I told you, Kova and Kante and Kova. Our midfield is stronger. Your game plan is over. Jorginho is a burden to what we have in the middle. We do not create chances when it comes to our middle, and that's what we lack. We do not create. We can't score from going left and right all the time.
We have played Kante and Kovacic,
and that was the best duo that we had in the midfield.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's the best duo we have in the midfield.
Yeah, we played
Kante
last
and
season.
Kova is the best duo.
You go.
Showtime. Then why haven't we deployed Kante and Kova in most of the games? Like Jorginho was fit enough, I understand. Kova and Kante were also fit enough, but why haven't we deployed them in most of the games?
Remember, it's Tommy. We don't have the guys on the wing that can help us.
Exactly. Now we blame him some other people on
look, Boogie. I'm telling you, Jorginho is the. If we want to win games, if we don't score,
Jorginho is not good enough. But Tuchel has decided to play Jorginho more than the other three midfielders. And your answer to that is, because we don't have good people on the wing.
Yeah, and the only point Jorginho didn't play. Boogie, 1 minute. The only figure, when he didn't play Jorginho, he was when he was over time. He was playing, with that injury for a long time. So he had to play Kante and Kovacic. But every time I saw Abigail with Chelsea, a lot. And you know that. And when I see Kova and Jorginho, it's a different midfield. Kante is great, but not with Kova.
Why is it that Kovacic and Jorginho have become a strong partnership? The reason I know I'm going to answer this question. I'm posing it so I can answer it. Because Kovacic gives you the direct approach, the forward runs, the forward passing, the risky stuff, while Jorginho gives you the control, gives you the peace of mind that he will not lose the ball. He will win that ball. He will not lose it. He will keep it. You need to have a balance. You need to have a player who is more assertive. You need to have a player who is more defensive, who is more balanced in his approach, and that's why they're successful together. When you have Kante, when you have Kante and Kovacic, Kante is a good ball winner. He's also good when it comes to attacking, moving forward, but he isn't really a player that can control the tempo of the game. Kante is a player that will be good when you are trying to break a team down, an attack down, a midfield down. Kante will be good for that. But Kante is not the same as Jorginho. So having Kante and Kovacic, you'll be lacking certain things. So you need to have a balance.
Exactly. Can I say something?
You need all three of them.
Of course you do.
Something controversial. I just think
Jorginho. Go on, Bobby. Go on, Boogie.
Jorginho should, in fact, not be. It should be like undisputable. Like his position should not be in question. I think Kante and Kovacic. In fact, if you want me to let one go, pick one in those between Kante, Kovacic. Send one out. Jorginho is a completely different profile. He's a deep line midfielder. That's the only person that offers angles for the ball that we play from the back. He offers always angle. That's his job. If we put Kovacic in that position, he's not going to do it properly. We're not going to be able to move the ball from the back all the way. If we put Kante in that position, we're not going to be doing those perfectly. He will try it, but it's not going to work. That's the only reason why Sarri has decided that Jorginho and Kante, I will move Kante on the side and put Jorginho there, because Sarri ball is all about possession.
But we're not sorry.
We're not in sorry ball no more. Sorry,
yeah, but that's why any team that want.
Who plays it for Liverpool? No, hold on. Who plays that position for Liverpool? Who plays that position for Man City? Give me the names.
Fabinho and Rodri.
Fabinho doesn't play that style. Declan Rice can do that style. What Fabinho plays. And so can Rodri plays that style.
Declan Rice?
Declan Rice can play the role.
No. Okay, good.
Why are Manchester City interested? Why are Man City interested in him?
It's not to
Ask
play
me that
as a register.
Manchester City
That has no register quality.
But they're not register. They're holding midfielders. Register is something that was bought in for Sarri ball. Okay, it's not bought in. Liverpool. Is Thing a register? Would you call Fabinho a register? He's not a register. He's a deep lying midfield player. No, he's not. He's a holding midfielder, and that's what Declan Rice is. That's what Tchouameni is. Tchouameni can play that. Tchouameni can play that and give us an attacking pass as well.
Max, no.
Yes,
No, I disagree, Max. I disagree. Tchouameni is box to box. Tchouameni is more of a box to box player.
Tchouameni can play multiple positions. I've seen him play. He can play as a defensive midfielder. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He's multifaceted
on this one. I don't think Rice
can do that role as well.
Can play that role as the way Jorginho is playing. You can put them there, but they're not going to play as Jorginho. No, that's not possible.
But we're not going to play that simply.
With Tchouameni,
we will change.
First of all, with Tchouameni, we are making a lot of assumptions. The way that he plays in AS Monaco is not going to be resonated the same in Premier League. Let's have that very clear, right? AS Monaco, he's got that freedom to move around as a box-to-box midfielder. He's not going to have that sort of a freedom when he comes back to Premier League. This is a different ball game, and that's what we'll have to understand. Like when he moves forward, trying to put in balls for his strikers, he cannot do the same here. He doesn't have that freedom to move around. Even if he has that freedom, he's going to lose possession on the defensive side of things. Because here, the managers know how to exploit when you move forward, right? League One is different and Premier League is different. Just because someone does that there, I wouldn't associate the same.
I want to bring in Chris. Chris, hold on, Max. Chris, welcome to the stream. Give me your thoughts on this topic.
What's going on, everybody? First of all, pleasure to be back. How is everybody doing?
Good. I was actually gonna close the stream, Chris, because I'm a bit shattered. But I thought I'd give you a couple of minutes before I say the goodbyes. So let me hear your final thoughts, mate.
No worries, mate. I came in and then I was going to be positive. Then I heard the name Sarri. Bad memories of that guy, honestly. But Maurizio Sarri, oh my days. Anyways, I completely agree. Jorginho, I think he gets a lot of unnecessary criticism. To be fair, I mean. I know that sometimes he does make the odd mistake in that, but all round, I think he should be the first name in the midfield. To be honest, I agree though, Mo. He doesn't make that decisive pass like Kovačić, as you say, like going forward direct. He's always mostly passes sideways. But in terms of playing that role that Jorginho plays, the register they call it, nobody can really play it like him. That's his role. Look at when he was with Italy. He's Italy's best player in the Euros for me. The way he was part with him and Federico Chiesa. So, in terms of Jorginho, first name in the team sheet for me. In terms of Ousmane Dembele, going to make it quick. I don't see it happening. We've had all window basically to get him. I don't see us doing it in the last day unless one player leaves. And I see Lampard as the next. The new Everton manager as well. I wish him all the success in the future, but I'm not going to be wishing Everton any praise because I don't want to see any club apart from Chelsea do well. But in terms
we're playing them before the end of the season, by the way, so we are going to play against Lampard.
Well, it'll be good to see how Lampard, will do with Everton because they're a mess. But they are a mess. I mean, people say we were in a crisis. They're in a crisis. That's a crisis. What Everton are in. So. But in terms of everything, don't see Dembele joining. And as for Rafinha, because I know that we were speaking about Rafinha at the start, I don't watch Leeds, and I've heard of him, but I can't give a concrete opinion on Rafinha. People are saying 50 million. To be fair, I'd rather put that towards Rudiger's contract. Some of that money, put it towards Rudiger's contract. Mate. 50 million. Put some of the money to Rudiger. Let's get these contracts extended, and let's look for solid targets in this summer. So yeah.
Big up, Chris. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us your opinion, man. Much appreciated. Listen, people, I literally am shattered. My eyes are, I'm struggling to keep them open. Thank you all for being here tonight. We've had a fantastic stream. We've had 121 likes. If you're still in the stream and you haven't hit that like button, do it, please. It would mean a ton to me. If you've enjoyed the stream and you haven't subscribed to the Blue Lounge, do it. You'll enjoy it. We produce content like this very, very regularly. I'm not going to say daily because we've had a couple of days off, but normally we stream every day. So if you're enjoying these kind of shows, these kind of debates, subscribe. And if you do subscribe, turn that bell notification button on. Again, I'm debating whether or not we'll be streaming tomorrow. We'll see what happens in the window.
It seems like forever. It seems like forever since we're going to see Chelsea play again, doesn't it? I know it's the 5th of February.
Yeah, no, it's next week. Next week we've got so I've got a match preview coming out on Friday. We've got the post match coming out on Saturday. I also have a special guest lined up for a stream next week. We haven't selected the day yet. Hopefully, we'll select the date in the next couple of days and have him on. You'll all gonna enjoy that stream. Special guest, a big personality in the Chelsea community, Chelsea social community. No, because you're pushing your luck, mate. No. So someone who is just as controversial. I'll give you guys a clue now. Actually, I won't give you guys a clue. You're just gonna have to wait and see. People, I wish you all a blessed evening, and I will see you all very, very soon.
Than Boogeyman?
He is more controversial than Boogeyman.
Big up Boogeyman.
He is. All right, people, have a good night, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace. Love the Chelsea.
Jorginho.